Hello and welcome everybody. You are watching the PUBG Mobile Pro League South Asian Scrims Season 3. My name is Fixes. I'll be your host and your caster for today. And we will be carrying forward this conversation. But before that, allow me to introduce my co-caster and also my co-analyst. That is going to be none other than the man with multiple personalities. That's your mad scientist, Ocean Sharma.
Thank you very much, Fixes. And yes, well, talking about PMPL right now, you know, the Scrims version, as we have to talk about third season, man, it feels like a lifetime, but still, it feels like a very good lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, of course. And this is just the prequel. This is just the beginning of the action that we are going to witness throughout. And, well, it's been quite surprising. We have 15 teams from the South Asian region and 5 teams from the Pakistan region to battle it out for the biggest prize pool in PUBG Mobile. And, well, we will be starting off with the Scrims right now and talk about the Scrims. Like we mentioned, it's going to be a prequel, so all these teams will be battling out. We'll be seeing what they have to offer. We'll get to see a trailer of what's in store for us. And how excited are you for this entire event?
I've been talking about the teams. As I was reading these teams, the names and what they have actually achieved, I am very much excited. Let's have a look at the prize pool as well as we are continuing this discussion as we were talking about it. As you can see, there's a total weekly prize pool of 4,000 USD, out of which first position gets 2,500, second gets 1,000, and third gets 500. But still, everyone is out there for practice, and practice makes the team perfect.
Yeah, of course.
Not a man perfect, a team perfect. Yeah.
Obviously, you know, PUBG Mobile being a team game, that is obviously for sure. But, you know, it's that moolah that all these teams are fighting out for in this particular week. And we have $2,500 for the winning team. And that's quite some money out there. But if we talk about the other teams, they're all going to, you know, put forward their best feet and see what they can offer, how things are going to change around. We've seen a lot of different changes coming up, starting off with Erangel 2.0. A lot of changes coming in. The meta of Tommy Gun, as we were just discussing before this, has been quite prevalent across all the regions that we've been casting so far. So I'm really excited what new that these teams have to offer for us today.
I mean, they changed Tommy Gun's meta solely as, you know, previously people used to, but not used to, like, all these things are coming.
Yeah, of course. But, you know, now we will be segueing away towards the point distribution table and see how the point distribution has been across this time. We've got a glimpse of it during the PMBC, but right now, let me run you down through it. First position gets 15 points, second gets 12, third gets 10, and so on. It reduces down. 8 to 12 get that 1 point, but there is something new that's coming up. 13 to 16 receive nothing. But one thing still remains, that for every single kill, you have that 1 point.
I mean, that's for, you know, a kill thing, but placement thing is where it kind of comes up, right? Previously, if you're talking about the previous points distribution system, it used to have till 16, you actually get 1 point. Like, you are surviving, but now there's nothing for that. 13 to 16 is nothing, and that's what I would say changes quite come up. And with those changes, with those calculations, quite a lot of, I would say, you know, name stakes, position changes, we might be seeing them as well.
Yeah, of course. And we've seen that happen, right? When we were casting the PMBC Scrims, a lot of teams, you know, take a lot of kills and they end up on the first position. We had seen a certain team, 21 kills. They were kind of lagging behind, and after the end of the day, they just made it to the top 4. But right now, let's take a look at the groups, the teams that are going to be playing. And, well, today we have quite some teams lined up. And, well, talk about Group A. We have Code Zero, High Voltage, followed by Stalwart Esports, FutureStation. Then we have R3D Esports.
I mean, big names coming up here as we are talking. Group B has T2K as we are talking about it, PAINxELMT as we are talking about INES. I mean, one of the biggest names, if you have to say, it's going to be INES, and then it is and another one as we are talking Venom Legends. But Group C, Team Bablu, one of the biggest names in Pakistan circuit, VTNxJyanMaara and A1 Esports and DEADEYES. So I would say Group C is quite, you know, amazing group.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. And of course, we all have our favorites. We know how Bablu was such a fantastic team. But taking a look at Group E, we have 7CZxHIGHVOLTAGE, SCYTES, PN Crew, ElementriX. SCYTES have been the surprise pick this time around in the PMCO Pakistan region. With what a phenomenal performance from them. ElementriX, the big old guards that we call from that region. And they've got a fantastic lineup this time as well. And talk about DEADEYES, they've got their roster sticking with each other for quite some time. And I think they can also be really promising. But if you have to pick up one team that you're looking out for, one promising team, which one team that would be?
So I would go on a different answer. I cannot pick one team because all these names are really amazing. But if I have to say, we did not talk about Group D. Let's have a discussion about that group as well. 247 Gaming.
Yes.
Like one of the biggest names, obviously, if we're talking about the Pakistan circuit, one of the biggest name has one of the bestest player, Rahman. One of the best, like one of the most godly player that there has been. Not even in just Pakistan circuit. This guy has shown his talent in Middle East circuit as well. Like, so this guy, he rules both the circuits.
Yeah, certainly. Rahman has proved his mettle across, even in the PMPL West region.
Across borders, I would say. Across seas.
Borders and seas, traveling throughout the world. From Alpha Legends, he had played the PUBG Mobile Pro League, and he had been a phenomenal player, I must say. I had also casted the MENA region, and this player did come with a lot of promises. However, during the PMC of Pakistan, we saw him having his good days and the bad days. So that shows how well the players have kind of developed. But, I'm looking forward to the matches, the maps that we'll be playing across, because every single map has its own flavor. We have Erangel, Miramar, Vikendi, Sanhok. Every single map has its own style. And now, we had seen all these players, having played Erangel, the old Erangel as we call it, they were well versed with that map. But today, with all those small tweaks and changes that have been made, it might look very minimalistic, but on when we're going on an intrinsic level, that's a huge change.
But I would say somehow, somewhere along the line, practicing, they have actually seen those tits and bits of the new Erangel as well. As we know, we were discussing, me and Pixels were discussing, as we were discussing about the zone metas, the zone shifts. So now it's not much of the water zone things. I mean, there are water zones, but not much of the water. Like the final circle, you remember, FS had an incredible chicken dinner in that one, as we were discussing in PMC of Pakistan. And that was something amazing, something out of the world, if we're talking about it. But now, new map, new strategies combined with new point system might just bring new results.
Yeah, of course. And right now, let's take a look at the schedule and see what are the matches that we have lined up for you guys. So we'll be starting off with Erangel. The second map will be going to with Sanhok. Third map contains Miramar. Fourth, we are going to the frozen tundras of Vikendi, and we will be ending the day with Sanhok. So talk about the groups that we'll be playing. A, B, C, D will be playing the first 4 games, and then we have B setting it out, and we'll have A, C, D, E chiming in. So new groups will be coming, and then as we go on with the show, we'll be having the remainder of the groups, every single team going off against every single, each one out. So now that, let's talk about the first game of Erangel. So like we've been talking about, a lot of hype has been created around Erangel 2.0. We've got changes around, the prison compound. So do you expect prison being an area that used to be just looted by 2 members? Do you see, can you anticipate a whole squad dropping out there?
I can, and I want to see that as the game will be right in front of us as we are talking and discussing. You can see the flight path, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Allow me and my co-pilot to take you to an incredible journey from Georgopol to the upper sides of Lipovka. As you can see, the flight path comes in from Yasnaya, School, Rozhok, Pochinki, Gatka, good area, Zarki as well. I mean, if you want to go for a picnic spot, Zarki actually beats them all. Well, if you're looking for the southern side military base, quite empty, quite far away from the flight path, but if you have your eyes set on that area, you'll for surely glide to that one.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a good thing that Ocean will be the pilot, because I do not have any idea how to ride an aircraft.
Fun fact, I'm applying for actually plane's license, to be honest.
Yes, so after he gets that, you can definitely apply for that. You can have the pleasure of traveling alongside Ocean being your pilot, and that's upon you. The risk definitely still does stand. But getting back to the game, well, it's a kind of northernish side flight path trajectory that we've seen. And in the past, before the patch update came out, we had seen a certain pattern, okay? So the flight path goes all the way up north, and we see a lot of southern circles coming in. And I would not be surprised if this happens this time around as well.
So if we're talking about the teams dropping location, I see a lot of good names going to their locations. As you can see, Team Bablu once again going to the northern side of Georgopol. That's their home ground. That's from there they actually start, and no one contests them out in that area. Well, that seems like a good thing, a good area for themselves to go out. Meanwhile, as you can see, there are many teams dropping down right inside the Rozhok's areas and all those things as we can see it out here. But the circle is quite good. I mean, it might end up on a farm-ish side unless it goes for a really hard shift onto the northern side or to the southern side, as military base is totally empty. It's totally out of bounds from everyone as of now. But for now, if we're talking about it, there are quite a lot of teams, and most of them are inside the circle. So I don't think so they have to worry about the rotation. Not yet.
Yeah, of course, certainly. But right now, if you take a look at the players of FutureStation, we have Steel Shot, Tamim, and Kapshi. The 4th player, however, missing. It's still the first game. I really hope that they can carry forward with just 3 players. And I've been always skeptical about having 3 players in a lobby when you can actually have 4. But due to some reasons, he's not there. It's perfectly fine. But as we move along to Rozhok, we certainly have 2 teams battling it out amongst each other. And finally, they do realize that the next time they drop off in Erangel, they will have some unfriendly neighbors around them. Well, there you go. The first knock coming out, and that is from the players of 247, with Cheetah taking down Zero Fear.
Well, out here, VTN might have to, rethink every decision of their landing. For the starters, R3D Shaw is what I'm seeing right now, and I think he needs to spot the players. He needs to do it. Stat M4 in his hands with a holographic, and I think he kind of is trying to give cover to Anubis, who kind of is, in with the DEADEYES players, if anything. Well, Joker is out here as well, and Anubis has a Bison. Will it be enough for him all alone to take this fight against the players of DE as both the players are moving forward? He has spotted them, still not taking the shots, takes one down, and yes he does, actually gets a lot of damage on himself, but will be able to take, no, almost clutched it up,
What an explosive start, I must say. Right off the bat, we are witnessing knocks after knocks, and yes, that was a very, very good approach out there, but DEADEYES are having the man advantage, and on top, had the other player had just a bit of HP over there, he could have actually taken down those two players. Those pre-fires came in, that was really amazing, but now DEADEYES, they know which squad they have in front of them, they know where other players are, and the nades are going in already from Shifu sir. But one problem here exists, that he is alone right now. He needs some backup. He needs his teammates. And the smokes have been deployed, trying to block off the the shots coming out. Now this gives them an ample time to push. But if Walker kind of peeks out, could have caught Shifu with his pants down and could have taken him down over there.
Shifu right now has a level 1 helmet, and it kind of creates a panic situation. You cannot go, you cannot move forward. No doubt, all your players are surviving, all your players are alive, but that also still you are away from your teammates, and that's, I would say, that's something R3D knows pretty well, as they kind of lost one. As of now, game just started. We still have 61 players, 16 alive, and 247. They are creating, they are wrecking havoc, if anything, but gaming goes down. No. 247, they never wanted this. Rahman is also out there, but Rahman needs to come, and he needs to come stat right now. If anything, VTN is looking decent. They lost one, but not all hopes are lost. Might be able to lose two out here, as Wasif was doing amazing. His AKM, I think he only has 39 bullets as of now, as he reloaded, and it never increased to 40.
Yeah, that never happened, but it's Lipovka and it's crowded. And well, Team JyanMaara, they're in a bit of trouble as Extreme has been taken down, and Rahman getting into the fray. He's shooting down bullets left, right, and center from behind. And now, well, VTN, JyanMaara's gunner, he's just got that cover of his tree. Well, Rahman is trying to rotate things around. He knows where gunner exactly is. It's just about finding those angles. If he goes down to that warehouse, he'll get a clear sight. But right now, oh my goodness, he's kind of oblivious about his position. I completely thought otherwise. Well, Shifu sir has been knocked down, will be taken down by Walker, and Walker gets to avenge his fallen comrade over there. But on top, on the other side, he knows what's happening, and he knows how to respond to the situation. He's been in this kind of situations. We have seen on top representing ElementriX in the past, and he's been a fantastic player. One of the best players from his region, I would say. And Joker, well, Wadu is in a bit of a pickle. Not just in a bit of a pickle, and is in a whole world of trouble, I believe.
Well, the fight started with 4 versus 4, then it came to 4 versus 3, then it came to 3 versus 3, and now this is where we are, as Joker is trying to spot the players if he can. If he actually can, he can just, take some people down. If it happens, then it'll be something different, as we are talking with the situations and strategies. But on the other side, 247, Rahman. I mean, talk about the guy, talk about the kills, talk about the stuff that he does. He does amazing, as VTN gets eliminated in one of the most incredible and amazing ways, the way it happened, with 247 dominating all 4 kills, coming home.
Yeah, of course. And now 247 opting for a very, very good start. And with those 4 kills, I think they've got their morals boosted up. They're looking very strong. But we still have this fighting going on between the teams of R3D and Team DEADEYES. And, well, each of them have lost a player. And now, well, they have to disengage at a certain moment. But talk about the circle, right? Talk about the circle and how it has fed along so far. Well, it's kind of tilting and tending to go around farm. But we've seen the circle throwing around all those curveballs for us. Joker taking down the meme out there, and that's going to open things up. But right now, Team DEADEYES doing what has to be done, that is backing out.
I mean, Joker, he did amazing out here. If you're going to talk about the players, talk about the strategies. And as of now, first circle is going to be closing in anytime soon right now. As the circle is slowly and steadily coming up, the circle of death. The first circle, not that much of death, but the circle of strangleness, I would say. Because it's kind of, wastes your time. And one team, I would say T2K, they are looking good. They are at the military base. If you're talking about the players' areas, Team Bablu, they have to move from northern side of Georgopol. That they are doing. And INES is one of the teams that's outside the circle. They will be seeing the zone and everything. We'll see that. But well, ASL, they are just, acquiring the loot and everything.
Yeah, of course. Abrupt Slayers, this is one of the teams that we did, get to cast in the South Asian region, and they were amazing. Joker, I still remember his gameplay with the MK14, and he was so good. Just give that man that gun, and he will yield. He'll unleash the beast within that he has. But Abrupt Slayers, they're off to a good start. They've got all their vehicles intact for themselves. And now with the vehicles, they will be certainly looking forward to hold a good area inside the circle. Talk about FutureStation. Well, Tamim has already bitten the dust, and it all comes down to the two players that we have in front of us. That's Steel Shot and Kapshi.
Well, it is going to be the thing that's happening as of now as we are talking. And slowly say the first circle once again moving forward. But that's not the only thing. The second thing that comes up in your mind is, can you reach the circle if you're outside, if you're way outside? And I would say one team, INES. I don't know if we'll be able to see the map, we'll talk about it more. Because INES, they are taking blue zones damage for a reason. I don't know why, but well, I would say they might want to go for a slow start or something like that. And I would say that favors them or anything. I don't want to be INES right now because they are taking that blue circles damage. But A1 Esports, alright. So A1 ES, they do amazing. They play incredible games. But still, somehow, let's see how the momentum builds up. Because the first game, it's always about the momentum game. And today, being just one Erangel, I think Erangel's momentum is pretty much that will keep them going.
Yeah, of course. Now that we've mentioned a lot of momentum game coming in, and yes, it's of absolute essence that you need to have a good first game. And that kind of determines how the other remainder of the game goes. Because if you take that driver's seat, there are a lot of opportunities up for you. You can take those risky plays. You can afford that. Because, of course, these are scrims at the end of the day. But still, the teams would be wanting to try to execute all those strats that they have planned up for us. And with that, the first airdrop coming in. And I think it's better if you describe the weapon that we have inside it.
Oh, the responsibility coming up. And this is going to be something good. But well, oh my God. That would have been amazing. Those would have been some amazing Mini 14 shots had they been connected. Well, so far, no luck. But let's see how the players are going to be moving with everything as the circle kind of shifts towards the northern side. As we saw a bit a while back what happened to the circle. Well, DE, this team has to move in and they have to move in start. They have to take a good fight. And I would say that they don't want to back up from a fight. No doubt they lost one player, but that doesn't stop them. That doesn't stop the momentum, come what may.
Well, every PUBG Mobile games that we've casted so far, it's kind of incomplete with, the predictions, the zone prediction that comes from Ocean. So, Ocean, the question goes on.
I told you, farm side.
Okay, so you believe it's, be precise, is it going to be exactly pinpoint on the farm side, or do you expect a curveball?
So it's not going to be exactly on the farm side, but you see there's an area where, those 4 roads meet, something like that. It's going to be the southern side of that, like this house, something like to the southern side of this house, like you can see the farmhouses areas onto the southern side, but this house might be of some mere importance for the zone. But onto the southern side of this house is
absolutely.
what
This particular compound is going to be very immaculate for all these teams, and we'll have to see how they respond and how they retaliate. Team Stalwarts, they are well prepared. And talk about the players, we've got Blade, Morte, and well, now A1 Esports coming down. They are rotating around the school side, and this is one of the very aggressive squad from the South Asian region that we have seen and we've casted. And today I love the conglomeration of the different types of play styles we get to see. And what is this happening? It's raining arms today.
It's raining arms today, the way it is happening. But well, talking about the things that are happening, it's like arms are coming, but the scopes are not. I mean, you have to pick up scopes by yourself because that's important. That's important that you have to do and everything. But for now, if you're talking about the stuff, look at this. The house that we were talking about, that's an important one because you can spot all the farm area. You can spot the shelter-ish area, the teams that are going to be coming from that side. So that kind of becomes a decider area if you're talking about it. But no, not here. Look at him. He's surviving barely now. He goes down by his own self. Only thing that can destroy him is his own self, and that happened. But now the kill is going to be taken up by Shari.
Yes, Abrupt Slayers are getting off to a very good start over there. And somewhere, INES have lost their chain of thoughts over there. And they were completely taken aback. And they did not know how to respond to it. Because while you're traversing around and someone shoots one of your teammates and takes him down, you kind of just start to panic. And you just imagine, where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? You just go left and right. And in the meanwhile, even in the competitive scenario, there are certain teams that have already taken the compounds. And they capitalize on it. And they take you down, and it just gets worse. So INES off to a kind of a bad start, but let's hope if they can get some position, because right now, with the way the new point structure has come up, if you're placing 13 to 16, you get absolutely 0 points. So you need to ensure that even if you're going down early, make sure at least you have some 3-4 kills to back you up. And there you go, the shift comes in, taking a certain shift. And this time around, yes, like you predicted, it's farm, but maybe it might just be that compound just beside the shores. I think maybe if we get a
shoreside areas are amazing. I mean, so you don't have that much land area to play with if you're talking about the shore side. And there's another airdrop coming outside the circle onto the water area. That's where I would say it kind of changes. 247 Gaming. I mean, they are 247 Vegeta Gaming, Rahman. Those people are actually outside the circle, but they'll be getting inside the circle no matter what happens. But well, there are many teams that are outside the circle. We can see PAINxELMT, we can see FS, Stalwart if you're talking about it, T2K as well. R3D, A1ES are on the Potato Hill side, so they have to move in, but they have to move in right now. But on the other side, they might just take one down, as right now, Venom Gaming players, they were trying to take one player down. They failed in that one, and now they'll have to rethink every decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Code Zeros, the players are already moving out. And no, Cody does take down Ditron, one of the very, very crucial players of Venom Legends. And now he's caught at an off-guard situation. But no, the third party comes in. How can you forget PUBG Mobile and the third parties that we get along with it? A1 Esports from the tippity top, taking them down. And there you have Dark also falling down, being taken down by Frankie. Evil Eye having spotted down the players of A1 Esports. I mean, they're just shooting down to the players. And right now, let's see if they can get one more knock out there, because that knock is very crucial. But it's going to be very difficult as they're on the low grounds. Even if they get a knock, there are high chances that he will get that revive back up. Rohan has been taken down. And with that, the entire squad of PAINxELMT goes down.
Well, PAINxELMT becomes another team to fall down. You know what happens if a team falls down right now? From 13 to 16, you get 0 points. I mean, your kills are your friends, but the points are not out there. Kill points is the only thing you can rely on, so kill points become your friends, and placement points are your bitter enemies if you're on 13 to 16. Well, that kind of changes quite a lot of things for the teams out here. And Venom Legends, they have to spot someone else as they need kills. I mean, the players also need some health. Might as well provide him a bit of it, as the guy is using bandages. All right, that seems like a chilling thing.
Yeah, of course. But right now I'm taking a look at the map feed that we have in front of us right now, and talk about Team Bablu, right? So they've had quite a roller coaster of a journey. One of the favorite teams coming in from the Pakistani region, got a few of the best players. We have Tyrion, Danny, Teen Wolf, and even Motu has joined. So I think it's the same Motu that we did see in freestyle, perhaps.
Yeah. So, yeah, Bablu Modu, yeah. So, Team Bablu.
I miss Pikachu.
Yeah, but I would say I still miss the old Team Bablu, the one with Danny, Tyrant. I mean, these two players I can see. But apart from these two players, like obviously Pikachu is just like one you mentioned. Teen Wolf is also kind of a new iteration, not the newest iteration, but still he was out there in the like the oldest Team Bablu, the ones that were in previous PMCO Pakistan.
Yeah.
Those guys were just amazing.
I mean, you and Johnny casting that event, it was a kind of an emotional moment for you guys. You always, kind of tend to talk about all these Pakistani teams and how amazing they've been. And I got to live that experience while I was casting the Pakistan region. So much aggression coming in from the players. I just hope they keep on to this aggression when they're going off against different teams that kind of adapt to a different kind of a play style. Well, talk about the South Asian region. They rely on that tactical prowess, but in Pakistan it's just run and gun. You see an enemy, you just go after them. And when this is the thing, this is the thing that we absolutely love. When you have diverse teams from different regions playing against each other, you get to see all those flavors coming in, and that's a beautiful end product that we get. But getting back to the circle that we have, it did go towards the farm area, and Team DRS is a very good spot, but those nades coming in, Havoc, he is in a whole world of trouble right now.
Well, so is 247 Gaming as he also falls down if you're talking about it. But Havoc right now from Code Zero, CZ, as we're talking about it, is also in a lot of trouble. Grenades going up back and forth as of now, but he needs, I would say, cover. And Aussie is out there, but Aussie, I would say, is a bit far behind from him. Frankie on the other side from T2K is also behind the players, as we could see a little bit glimpse of him. Havoc right now just trying to do everything. Has two players right in front of him. Reloads the Scar. Has to take down two. Going for the spray, but no, falls short, and Havoc will be punished.
Yeah, and Abrupt Slayers, what an amazing start they have had towards the scrims this time around. A beautiful, beautiful, well-executed play. They knew that you cannot just have that one player. It's kind of risky, obviously, you can clutch it out, but having two players is always better if you have got them at your disposal. But if you talk about the shack that we have, Assassin is just beside it, and he spotted a few players down, has managed to take down Chari in the process, but Joker, he comes in there and goes in for the trade. Ozzy, he's one of the players that you certainly have to look out for. You can never disregard this player, and well, as long as he's alive, he has the hopes of the players of high voltage running through his blood. But now, Abrupt Slayers, well, they've got that rich advantage. They've got nothing to worry about as there's no team right behind them. But they still have to get inside the circle. So what kind of a path do you think that if they take would be really fruitful? And that's exactly what we get to see.
Yeah.
They're taking that low rich. That's a very good way to enter inside the circle. But for how long? Now they've taken the control of those compounds. But do you think that in the next circle, they'll have the blessings of the zone?
I would be hoping that, but well, see, even if they are on the lower compounds, there's just one thing that separates them from the others is that they are on the edge of the circle, right? Being on the edge of the circle and does not necessarily mean that you are going to be out there, but oh my god, on the other side, Bablu Tyrant takes down one, but look at this, Team Bablu looking forward to take down kills. Grenades were going out, but they don't care about that. They just need to go for the kills, but on the other side, a good one coming up from Tyrant. Tyrant Beast. But look at this, Dante is out there. Dante, what's Tyrant? Dante has spotted one, wants to take him down, but no! He goes down. It's Sinister, the last survivor, and Nani will be the one giving up a proper revival, but 247's Rahman goes down, and that's quite a bit of shocker. Meanwhile, the next circle coming up, but Teen Wolf goes down. No! Team Bablu, they are also in a lot of trouble. Circle going in from the northern side of the farm right now. That means teams will have to move out there, and there are less number of teams inside the circle. They can actually keep the circle well.
Yeah, they certainly can. And well, Pubg was the one who took down the players of A1 Esports over there. Dante, he did survive for quite some time, but that was an overextension. He was getting greedy for that final kill off onto its Tyrant. But right now, Bablu definitely have managed to revive their players. But Wadu spotting out over there and killing off Vegeta. With that, another team bites dust. And now we still have 13 teams remaining. It's the fifth circle that's going to close in any moment. And now DEADEYES have to get inside the circle. They've already lost out on 2 of their players. They've gotten 4 kills. So with the kind of a start that they had in Rozhok, they've managed to survive well. But Venom Legends, they're getting quite some kills. But no, the curveball here has come in. It's gone all the way to its northwestern side. And Venom Legends are in a very good position to contest the area.
Well, they are in a very good position. So is, I would say, T2K, as they're on the edge of the back circle. But, well, drops are coming in. They need to go for the drops if you want. You can have good covers with the drops, but there are many eyes situated on you. Abrupt Slayers moving forward, but on the other side, Eli takes down one of the players. Well, Shari has to take up a fight on himself as well. Takes down INES as one player. Venom's Eli goes down as we are talking in INES. As we look at this, by ASL Joker's courtesy, gets eliminated.
Yes, Abrupt Slayers already taking off 5 kills. Definitely having loosed out on Captain, but they won't be flinching and won't be taking second thoughts about it anymore. Bison under 4 times. Well, in Erangel, that's surprising. Had it been Vikendi, I wouldn't have been taken aback. But now, which certainly shows that DEADEYES did not have a lot of loot for themselves. And Wadu and Rated, the 2 players surviving. And they did not get enough time because right off the bat, they were going into an engagement, constant fight going left, right for them. They did disengage, but after that, they did not have ample time to loot. But Kapshi, he's been knocked off, and Rated will definitely want to burn him down, finish him off, throw him back down to the lobby. Now, DEADEYES does have that cover for that buggy, and any single moment, Rated is really hungry. He knows he's being really greedy. But at the same time, if the smoke kind of dissipates from here, then that's going to be really troublesome for him. He might just get caught off guard. But Dani, what a spray! The way he kind of tracked those bullets down, that was amazing.
Plus, everyone from Team Bablu is surviving. That's one of the most brilliant things that they are doing. Frankie on the other side takes down Venom's one player, but on the other side, as you can see, Kapshi goes down. Well, Kashu falls down from Stalwart as we are talking right now. Team Bablu, they are looking amazing, but the circle's curveball is going to be happening any second soon. Then the blue screen of death will be out there, just coming for you, just to take you down if you are going to be out there. But look at the circle. Oh my god, so many teams outside it.
Yeah, the gods of PUBG Mobile have favored Team DRS, and this is their game that they cannot afford to lose with the kind of circle that they have. But yes, if at the same time all the teams kind of close in and pincer them down, that's going to be a really difficult task. But right now, Tyrant does want to march down onto its enemy lines, and there comes that push coming in from Dani. Where is he going? Morte will be firing down now. A couple of bullets onto him, but it's Joker that takes him down. That's a very, very well executed strat, but it's R3D who are getting the better of it, and Kashu, he's the last man surviving. Tyrant does spot down the players of R3D, takes a few shots, but then again backs out, gets into the cover of smoke, and Kashu, he is that one danger, still alive, and still kicking off, taking down Tyrant over there. But no, it will be Vadusa who will eliminate the final player of Stalwart Esports, and there they go down.
But well, Team Bablu, they have to choose between moving inside the circle or, you know, just going in. There 4 players surviving. It has to reduce down to 2 players surviving. They got 5 kills right now, 2 kills from the previous circle. As we are talking, Bablu Dani is slowly and slowly slithering inside the circle as he can, if he want to, because he's just, you know, 11 meters away from the circle. DE's players are doing amazing. If we're talking, Vadusa is doing incredible. On the other side, T2K Zord has been taken down, needs a revival and needs it sat. I mean, he's outside the circle, so that might be a bit of a problem as the 6th circle is moving in 23 minutes into the game. That's quite impressive. As the team surviving, we are down to 7 teams, 18 players alive. But Mafia Ninja might just take down one, but no, missed by a chance. But Bablu Teenville goes down. That means Dani has to do everything on his own if he wants to.
Yes, and with that, oh my goodness, right in the center, we have the airdrop coming in. Vadusa getting that confirmation onto its Teenville. So Team DRS, let's talk about them. They've got a good compound, and I believe that's the only compound that they have to live to. And well, they can defend it. We've seen that that's squad outs. It's easy to push. You just need to know what is the perfect timing to go in for that kind of an execute. Well, talk about Team Deadeyes. They've got their backs covered. They just know that there is one player from Team Bablu, because with all the smokes that he's thrown, he certainly has made his presence felt. But right now, with 2 players surviving, it's going to be a difficult task, but not impossible. But Ozzy, he is getting a few frags. I told you, leave this man down and he'll gun you down. But now he's been shut down. Ozzy has been taken down out from the picture. Joker getting that final confirmation onto its Dani, and Team Bablu are eliminated on the 7th position. But 5 kills is definitely gonna help them in the points table.
As of now, for sure. But then Abrupt Slayers, look at them. They also have 5 kills, but they are alive with good numbers. 3 players alive. That means they are surely looking forward for more kills. Just need to spot the players. I think they are trying to spot those rocky areas. As you can see, a few rocks out there. They were just trying to spot the information if they could get any. But the circle, once again, favoring DRS as a whole, as an amazing, amazing circle coming up. 40 more seconds, 38, 37 as the time passes by. And the 6th zone is going to be closing in anytime soon. DE Rated Sir as well. Rated Sir, I would say, and Vadusa, these 2 guys have done incredible. Look at this, 3 kills for the individual, 7 for the team. That's a big contribution.
Yeah, that's a big contribution, provided the kind of start that they had. But Team DRS, they are certainly the best contenders to win this first map of Erangel. It's just come down to that, not making any kind of mistakes. You have to be very, very precise. You need to know how to engage and disengage. And what a godlike grenade going out there from Zod, and getting that kill out there. He is definitely going to be a happy man. That was a slam dunk.
This guy hit up a 3-pointer without even seeing it. I mean, that was incredible. But no, look at this. DRS's players, they had the circle. Now people are coming to just take it away from them, as Galson is just out there. Takes down one. That was amazing. Abrupt Slayers might just lose this one, as DRS's players, they are doing incredible. But they have to look for their cover, as well as I would say DE is also moving forward to their area, so it might just be a bad news for them. Everyone challenging this one Team DRS that are surviving for this one house, and they are doing amazing. 1 kills, 2 kills, kills increasing for this one player who just single-handedly took down 2 players in different directions and actually managed to save this house for himself.
Yeah, absolutely. Gyalzen, definitely their MVP of this particular fight. With the way the push came in, he was well prepared. His positioning was completely perfect. He did take 1 knock, instantly got into the covers, and did spot out another squad, taking them down as well. Team Deadeyes, well, Vadusa and Rated, so 2 of the players alive. They are giving away their position with the spray from the Uzi coming in. But still, Vadu creeping around just beside that, behind that shack, in fact. And right now, it's going to be a little bit troublesome. It all comes down to as to when all these teams will be trying to push in, because the 7 circle will close down. After this, we have the 8 circle. So this is where the, those small changes, those small tweaks that have been made to Erangel 2.0 really come in. Those ridges that they have are actually saving the players from being, completely shredded away. And talk about teams going down. We did see the players of T2K getting eliminated right now. But Team DRS certainly has an idea of where the players of Deadeyes are. However, they have to figure out where the players of R3D are. So we're down to our top 3 teams, and DRS still sit with all their 4 players alive. A certain competitor, a certain contender for this first game of Chicken Dinner, but anything can happen in the realms of PUBG Mobile.
4 versus 2 versus 2, as we see 8 people alive, 3 teams remaining. DE is out there with 2 people. That duo has to take down one squad and another duo. Well, R3D has to do the same, but DRS numbers game favoring them as we are talking, and 5 more seconds for the 8 circle to just arrive in this area. If this circle does not take anyone down, then I know he'll battle well. Well, slowly and steadily, 8 circle, 8 zone just moving forward as Joker and Walker has to move in. They have to move into that area, otherwise the circle hits them. It's going to be a GG for them as well. On the other side, DE is also moving forward, but I would say DRS, they have to look at each and every area from all the sides, but one goes down as AJ takes down one, but Warusa, that's a good one. That's a good one, taking one, finishing one. AJ takes down the kill of Joker as well on the area, but Warusa not stopping at all, has to reload. Walker just slithering in, not walking down though, but in this area, as you can see, DRS is looking amazing. Once again, numbers advantage, but this is the time, this is the time. Walker has to move for it. One sole survivor, one lonely player out here has to take down Nima as well if he has to go for it. But no, again, numbers game coming up as Walker will be taken down slowly and steadily. If he does not, then it's going to be something else. But no. DRS gets an amazing chicken dinner.
Yes, as we had predicted earlier, and completely utilizing that cover, they had those compounds going in their favor. Well, Team Deadeyes and Team R3D did put up quite a show. They went in for the perfect execute, but it still came down to the numbers advantage that DRS had for themselves, and courtesy to that, they got the first chicken dinner.
Plus that house, man. That house for DRS. That house was a lucky charm. If you say you say anything, I would say, because DRS, AJ was out there, and the guys, the boys that they did amazing with defenses. Because defense in this game is attacking.
Yeah.
You need to defend your house. You need to attack.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you have to, break down what happened really in the last fight and what could have happened better, I expected a few more grenades coming out from the players of R3D, and few utilities, try to bait the players out, have a few Molotovs, but surviving till the end and in such an open circle. It was just that one compound that was in there, and yes, had they had a few more grenades in, if one of the players even would have been knocked, because at the time we kind of saw the players of DRS getting down one after the other, but right now, let's take a look at that one player who did outshine everybody. Let's take a look at the MVP of this game.
Well, Warusa, 4 kills, 27 dot survival time, 1127. That's amazing number. Given 4 kills, I would say 1127. That's
ludicrous.
Nice. Yeah, that's totally true. 7.41 kilometers of distance covered. So, I mean, kill number is not as big as the damage stat, but damage stat kind of justifies that this guy took each and every inch of the fight that was thrown at him. And once again, as we were talking, right, just like you said, just like you mentioned, I actually totally agree with that. You had a house, like DRS, they had a house. R3D, they had a good ridge. Obviously, circle was coming, I get that. But for that, plus, from DRS, one guy was knocked out.
Yes.
You could have taken a proper advantage. Obviously, we know that. We can see that, but they cannot see that. So they could have taken a proper advantage of, just throwables. If not a throwable, all right, let's scratch it. They don't have a grenade. They don't have a Molotov. Imagine they have one smoke. One smoke could have made a lot of difference. You could have faked out.
Even I felt when the fight between the players of DRS and Deadeyes was going on, that is where I think R3D should have, just chimed in and joined the fight and could have taken down a few players from the back lines of DRS, and that could have gone either ways. It all just came down to that one moment of opportunity that they had, and in that window they just kind of missed out. And well, DRS, after they took down the players of Deadeyes, they were confident. They knew that they had got this in the bag and managed to get that first chicken dinner. Yeah,
they got that first chicken dinner in one of the most amazing, impressive ways. And DRS, I mean, it shows one thing.
Yeah.
They have their eyes on that, $2,500 US right from the start, right from the bat. But well, we saw one player. I want to see 4 more who actually were out there to impress us.
Yeah, and let's take a look at the top players of our day one, match number 1. Well, on the top, we did have Wadusa, but following him up will be Rated Sir, who has got a more number of kills, but just a bit less damage, but it's okay.
No, I mean, you know what the difference comes up, right?
Yeah, the new formula,
Yeah.
which, the Ocean will definitely run us through. But as we move on, we have Frankie joining him on the 4th position. There we've got Mafia Ninja on the 5th position. We've got Joker. So far it's been the South Asian teams that have dominated in this first match of Erangel. But I'm yet to see that kind of raw, pure aggression from the Pakistani teams. Because talk about Bablu, I somehow felt that they were not in their comfort zone. Because in the Pakistani region, we have seen Bablu, they hunt down the squads. This time around, they try to be a bit tactical, but did not really work out.
I would say they were in their comfort zone, but you saw what happened. Like, Danny just took his buggy and just moved forward while everyone...
I think it was Moto, maybe.
Sorry, Moto, yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing that happened is he was trying to bait just so that someone closely would shoot and the other...
I
But
thought
the
he would
kills were
stop.
yeah, so the kills were stolen. Otherwise, Team Bablu would have had like 4 or 5 extra kills with those baits. So that was, I would say, that was happening, but that did not just run into their favor.
Yeah, absolutely. That certainly did not work out in the favor, but it's still the first game. It's all right. It's all okay. But before that, let's take a look at the match summary and see how the utilities have been used, how many knocks were there. So there you go, 198 smokes and grenades. Considering the region that we are in, it's absolutely fine. It has increased while we were in Pakistan and South Asia. It used to go as like around 100 or something, but today almost 200. That's a good number. 70 knocks, out of which only 59 were confirmed.
8 grenade kills and 0 airdrops. No one wants the arm, man. No one wants the arm. Just think about it. But 8 grenade kills. And out of this, I saw 2 just ones with Zords. He put up a 3-pointer without even looking.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was a Kobe right going in there, and he was amazing. And that's a good thing, because initially when we were casting the PMCO region, even you were there, we did not see much of those grains coming in. But after that, as the leg progressed and all these teams started chiming in, they all started using all those smokes, those grenades. But there's still that one thing that we did see some usage in the wildcard region. That's the stun grenade.
Yeah. So people don't usually use it, but I would say it's again one of the most underrated things. Just like DBS, I don't know what else it is. One of the most underrated things. DBS is not though. Well, talking about the thing that happened in this game. So Erangel was just once for today, right? So this kind of builds up a momentum. But as the map changes, like as we move on to Sanhok, as we move on to obviously Miramar and Vikendi will be out there as well. But as we move on to Sanhok, from a normal OG map, just a bit refined, you're going to be moving to a fast-paced map, right?
Yes. Of course. In the map of Sanhok, I kind of expect the Pakistani teams to rise up, because it's fast-paced. It's just the kind of gameplay they are accustomed to. But yes, again, we come down to the same discussion. You've got on one side a lot of offensive gameplay, and there you have the tactical gameplay, the defensive ones, because now the defenders did win. It was DRS, they held on to their fortress for really in a good fashion, and they just went up and winning this game. But somewhere down the line, we can also talk that we can also safely assume and safely say that the circle also did favor them to some extent. But now let's take a look at the standings of this particular game and see after the first game how have the teams fared off.
Well, so far as you can see, DRS Gaming is out there on the first position. I mean, for now, if you see 247, they were eliminated early. They are still out there somewhere in the top table, top 8. That's all because of the kills. That's where the new point system shines up for you. You can see there are teams that are just out there. Team Bablu, as you can see, on the 6th position, they also have 5 kills for themselves, 2 placement points. That's where it just comes up. T2K, look at them, 8 placement points, 10 kill points makes them 18. So the difference on the first and second is still just Deadeyes and DRS. You can see 24 and 20. So those 4 points are important. After 2 points for T2K are less if you're talking R3D as well. I mean, R3D, they were on the 2nd position, but lesser than the number of kills, the down you go, I would say.
Yeah, of course. And this is all courtesy to the new point standings that we have. Even if you place first, if you've not got enough kills, chances are the 2nd or the 3rd team can just outlast you and outnumber you over there. But now, taking a look at the bottom half of the table over here, we've got VTNxJyanMaara off to a very bad start, INES, and same can be said for CZxHIGHVOLTAGE Esports and Stalwart Esports. Stalwart starting off with 2 players, and they've got a long way to go. They've started off with 3 players, and they've got a long way to go. And we're just hoping that they get all the players in. Even same goes for FutureStation, Venom Legends, A1 Esports. A1 Esports and Venom Legends are the 2 squads that I want to point out, because while I was casting them, I had huge hopes from them. Ditron, They've got some amazing players in that lineup. And in A1 Esports, we never can forget the play that Sinister pulled off during the PMCO, the one that should even analyze inside the car. he just went and shifted to his window seat, and then he just shot down 2 players. And those were some amazing gameplays. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. This is just a prequel of what we are about to witness throughout as the league goes on.
Totally, this is just the beginning, and I would say, so you cannot judge everything on the basis of the beginning, because with the new point system also, anything is subjected to change at just, at an instant. So you cannot just say that everything's going to happen. But well, what I'm going to be much more excited is going to be Sanhok.
Yeah, absolutely. That fast-paced Sanhok is what we're all waiting for. But before that, we will be heading out for a short little break. And on the other side, we have the action coming in for you guys. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the PUBG Mobile Pro League Season 3 South Asian Scrims. And, well, we did see our first game of Erangel, and that was completely action-packed. Right from the start, we saw all those knocks coming in, all those fights coming in, and it was completely action-packed. You know, there was not even a single moment that we could see some kind of a stalemate going on. It was all these teams going after each other. And it all came down to the circle. You know, the farm circle is quite open. You do not have a lot of compounds. All the teams kind of capitalized. But now, moving on to it, Sanhok. Sanhok. What are your speculations about this particular map and all these teams playing in?
So I would say one thing about Sanhok, and that is just like you said in the pre-break segment, if I have to talk about it, you said it comes down to, you know, offensive gameplay plus tactical gameplay. So I want to see that tactical gameplay coming up as we'll be moving on to Sanhok's land as well. So Fixes, I would want you to guide us through the flight path this time.
No, I mean, the flight will just crash, but I can, yeah, guide you through it as long as you're driving. I don't want to risk the safety of these players. But with that being said, well, we have the flight path trajectory moving in around from Hatin all the way towards Camp Bravo. And does not really matter where the flight path goes. You can completely go anywhere that, wherever you want to go. And well, we had seen a kind of a trend. We've seen a kind of a trend this time around that a lot of you know, the circles are formed onto its western island. So, you know, we have to see how this time where the circle is going to be. Is it going to be somewhere on towards the quarry area? Because those were the two centralized circles that we had seen. Either it goes all the way towards the west, or else it's towards the quarry. Painan, a few circles we had seen along that as well. But, you know, in the latest, you know, trends and the latest changes that we have seen in the PUBG PC, in fact, you know, they've got done quite a, you know, revamp.
Oh, well, look at the circle. Look at the circle, man. Look at the circle. So,
quick prediction. Where's the final circle going to be? Quick prediction, Ocean.
We'll see. Well,
no.
All right. So I'll tell you. You see Team Bablu?
Yes.
Where they are the houses on the back on the what?
They're at Painan.
Yeah, they're at Painan, but the house is on the southern side of Painan. That's where the circle is going to be. That's what I'm saying.
So
not towards the Painan, but the southern side of Painan. That's where I would say circle should be going. See, it cannot go to the northern side. There's no chance the circle should be going to the northern side because it has those 3 rivers. The crossing's not going to happen. Well, it can go to the right side for once. That's where the storyline of that area will be coming up slowly and steadily.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, Team Bablu, they're off to a good start, but right now they can do even better with what we have seen. Talk about INES, they are still going to their own OG place that we've known them to be going to. That's Kampong. Quite some new players, quite some new young bloods in the roster, and we'll have to see how the synergy has been. But right now, the players of FutureStation, they're deployed at boot camp. They've got some neighbors for them in the name of Abrupt Slayers. They have gotten off to a good start. Did manage to get 5 kills despite having one of their players down. But it all came down to the circle, and they just could not really enter it. They did put up a good fight, but it's FutureStation right now that are going to be ruling across boot camp. I mean, they'll be having quite some good loot for themselves.
Well, I would say one thing, you know, some shots were fired on them, and that kind of took their health a bit down. That means they have been spotted. Obviously, if you're at the boot camp, and if someone's right next to you, behind you, maybe on those 3 warehouse areas, that's where the ASL team is, you will be, prone to get shot and whatnot. Well, A1 Esports' Zante is out here, as you can see, on this area, and he is trying to spot the players if he can. And I would say he will, as we are talking about Hatin's area, and DE will be in the bounce as well, as DE kind of lands onto the southern side of Hatin, and from there they start their rotation. Same goes for VTN. I mean, not the southern side, but they land on the right hand side, the right hand island of Hatin. That's where those cow-ish area comes up, like the Paradise Resort northern side area. That's where VTN kind of goes, and from there I would say their rotation towards the circle is going to be an easy one, given the fact they come from Paradise Resort side, not from the boot camp-ish side.
Yeah, but getting on with the discussion, I think today Code Zero might have a tough time kind of rotating in, because they've got squads on their north, they've got even squads just on the south. So a lot of teams clustered up at that northwest area, and while they try to tend to rotate down, all the way down south, they might have some trouble. But we've seen quite some teams that really opt for the waterways, and oh my goodness.
Well, it's a good day to swim.
It's a good day to swim, but in Sanhok, if you're swimming like that, I can name you squads. Talk about PMPL Esports. That was a squad that we did witness in the Pakistan region.
So you're saying that in Sanhok, if you swim like that, what's going to happen?
You're going to be decimated. If some or the other player is on those, hilly areas, he's on the top of the land, and he can spot you down. But, at the same time, I really want to question this decision. Why? Because at such an early phase, you are going inside the water where you're supposed to loot, where you're supposed to have a decent amount of utilities, because in Sanhok, every single smoke is very important for you. Yes, of course, the players definitely must be having those basic utilities, but right now, Team DRS, they did get the chicken dinner the first game, but right now they are shoved up and on the walls, and now they are in a lot of trouble. Team FutureStation, they are marching in. They know that they've got the big fish out here, and eliminating them so early, it's going to be very, very crucial for them.
This is going to be a big mental boost if you're talking about, like, you are shutting down the team that was winning in the previous, not even was, that actually won the previous game. So it kind of comes down to those things as well. Well, FS is going to be looking really good. I would say FutureStation, those guys are looking decent as of now. I mean, they have those players down, so no chance of revival might be coming up as... I don't know, you can see FS moving forward. We'll be taking players down. AJ right next, like, man, what are they doing? Still, like, are they taking time, or like, are they asking him where are your other players or something? I don't know.
They're talking.
They're having a decent, hey, you have a good day? All right, well, see you soon after you get a crate.
We haven't seen any pan kills so far, and that's the kind of action that I've really missed out. We'll all love the masala that comes along with it. But yes, talk about Team R3D. Well, they did go off for a very, very good start.
I wish I had a pan. Well, what?
Okay.
So you were saying something, right?
Yeah, of course. I was talking about Team R3D and the players. They do have a basic loot. Like we can see, they've got those M4s, those AK, the classic loadout that every player, the bread and butter loadout in PUBG Mobile at least. So now they're looking good. They've got a good high ground advantage. They've got some good cover for themselves. But yeah, Ocean, you were talking about something.
No, I wanted to actually continue a question about your loadout thing, right? Yeah. So just like you said, we were having this discussion about Tommy gun.
Yes.
So I want to ask you again, like you said something, and that was like, I totally agree with the views and all those things about the Tommy gun. So after this thing, like the first airdrop has a Groza and an 8 times in a ghillie suit as well. Ghillie suit.
8 times in Sanhok. You don't get one in Erangel with the ROM.
Well, ghillie suit, that's something that you'll be needing in this area, just to be a bit better snake or something, I don't know. But well, coming back to the thing, Tommy gun, like what kind of meta are you seeing nowadays? Because we were having a good discussion about this.
Yeah, of course. Talk about Tommy gun. Recently in the latest patch, it had been updated. You can have those red dots. You can have those holographic sights. And Tommy gun had been a fantastic SMG, because with that you get a lot of good options on the mid-range combat as well. So earlier, Tommy gun used to be all about the hip fire accuracy that you had with it. Now put a vertical grip and a suppressor and have a red dot in those final circles. It's going to help you out a lot, because with those suppressors, it's very, very crucial that all these teams really rely on that sound. All right, with SMGs, that area till what we get a precise sound, it kind of reduces, and now you can take down your opponents from your mid-range areas, and the shots will be very, very accurate. So I did see a lot of Tommy guns being used in a South African tournament that I was casting, and that was amazing. That was so good to see. That was so refreshing, because if you can remember, if you can recollect, we had a time when the players relied a lot on VSS, and we did see that meta kind of being diminished out, and now this buff on Tommy gun, I really want to see. Maybe in the PMPL, we get to see a lot of usage of that, but right now, Z1 Crazy getting taken down by Rahman from Team 247, and Shanul is definitely spraying down, peppering down a couple of bullets, but that's not going to matter, because the players of 247 have got good cover for themselves.
Look at them using QBUs as of now, but I don't think so that's going to be enough if we are talking numbers. But well, they have spotted Stalwart players as well, and now ASE, the players know that it is a bad decision. Staying here might be even worse. Moving back forward, will have to sit there, has to pop up an energy drink, and just has to be by this rock. If you can stay out here, that's a good one. 2 players is what we have lost right now. One being from this team only, ASE, as we are talking. But no. Right now, again, going for 2-7. Oh my god, Vegeta goes down. One good QBU headshot, and there goes one. That was amazing. That was actually amazing the way it happened.
Yes, but there you go. The third party comes in, and well, the players of Stalwart, they have spotted down the players over here. And right now, Sonam, he's in a bit of a pickle over here, because he has to take multiple fights. What he has done really right right has deployed that smoke on his right hand side and kind of, creates that cover for himself. But it will dissipate any single moment, and then it will be a bit troublesome for him. But now the players of Stalwart, they've got that high ridge advantage. And this is the thing with Sanhok, right? We forgot to mention those third parties coming in. And it's all about the timing. It's all about the fights, You cannot kind of tend to over-engage in a fight, because that will tend to give away your position to the enemies, and they will kind of, capitalize on that. But talk about some poetry. We have the second airdrop coming in, and it does have M249. And finally, Morte will be going to pick that one up, and he's going to be a happy man after this.
Look at him running free after that M249 in his hands. But well, now it comes down to a few things, that how are they going to be continuing the fight. But on the other side, 247, they don't want to stop. They have a second kill in their hands, I would say, in their name. And well, another one might just go down. But no. Low on health is what the opponent is, but still does not want to peek. And Wasif, I love the way this guy knows this guy is ready to take a kill. Look at that's basically impatience. Look at him, just going in, jiggling in and out, and just trying to spot someone. If he finds a pixel, he'll just take it down. Just that's the thing that we want to look for. But slowly and steadily, well, as we are talking about it, circles forming up, and circle is going to be a crucial one as of now. But VTN, it's second circle, man. You need to stay inside the zone.
And I think this kind of a hold is good for them, because they want all the remainder of the squads to get in. But at the same time, had they changed their route, had they gone towards the eastern side and then kind of had entered, could have been really fruitful for them. But now what they can really do is try to search for some kind of boat, and then make all the way inside to make an entry towards Nakam, and that might be a good approach. But if they're going for the good old bridge, I think they'll just be wrecked over there by all these teams. We've got team A1 Esports taking quite a ballsy decision of going inside the waters, and that just might go against them.
It might just actually go against them. The way, those water rotations, we saw a few players, and you said, right, they might be just taken down, and you don't have a chance. If you're in waterlands, you don't have a chance to get revived, right? You just die, and I mean, that's it. You don't get a revival chance. If you're knocking up, you're just going down. Well, right now, CZ, let's see what Code Zero does out here, as Code Zero has to move forward, and they have A1 Esports right next to them, right around their corners is where A1 ES is. You can see two team names. One is team number 5, one is team number 15. All right, let's do it.
He's got a huge task.
Yeah,
he's got a huge task.
Let's do this first. But Dante, he's
Can
just
you run over?
No. He's just surviving. He's underwater, so that the health is going up. 5 HP per second or something. That's what is happening. But CZ, finally they have the boat out. No, they still have the boat stuck out there. They still don't have the boat out.
That's the first objective.
I'm waiting for the day.
Yes, we are all waiting. And now they decided no, nada. We are not taking that route. Assassin, you can go on your own, and we don't care. We're not sitting in that boat with you. But Dante, we're just waiting for his blades to come out and just shredding out that all the enemies. But what is happening?
Okay. All right, so you gave your boat to someone else. Well, if you're talking about it, let's see how it just, happens and how it helps. But, well, Dante might go down. No. A1 Esports loses one of their players. And Cooney is trying to spot another one if he can. And I think they will. But Havoc is wreaking havoc on the players. As one more goes down, needs a revival. But I don't think so. ASE was it. And yes, 247 is taking fight against them. But on this area, Code Zero, they have to get inside the circle as well. I mean, this is the second zone, not much of a damage, but well, everything counts.
Yeah, everything certainly counts. And this is where Dante, oh my goodness, he just had caught the players over here. And Kuni, if he had been knocked, it could have really worked out. But that is where I say it's a very, very bad decision of taking the waterways. And that too by swimming. Had they had a boat for themselves, that could have been a rather easier journey, I must say. But now, A1 Esports playing quite contrary to their play style. This is a squad that we know are synonymous with aggression. They've pulled off some amazing plays. Now they are looking almost on the verge of elimination from the second map.
Well, that's totally true. That's totally true the way you actually said that. But look at this, A1 ES.
It's a painful death.
It is, but Sinister using one of the final first aids. Now it is down to last first aid and other things. That's going to be energy drink, painkillers. Painkiller goes down. It's energy drink only, and only. His, I would say, one of the true friends that can actually, let him survive. Look at the circle again. just like we were predicting, the circle's just going out there at the area as we were saying. So it's a good day for me.
Yeah, absolutely. It has turned out to be a good day, and that's the reason why teams consult you to know how the circle works out, and it's all the research that comes down. And well, it's numbers, it's maths after all, and you're good at it. It's a good thing, and yeah, that really helped out. But right now, getting back to the game, 247, they sit at the center of the circle. I just hope they've got some good loot, they've got some good scopes to engage in multiple directions. But the fight that we have in hand over there, Mafia and Ninja lobbing that grenade and taking down Badrave, and now Tamim, he's got a whole responsibility for himself, because Nima might just push in any single moment. DRS have, oh my goodness, the Molotov comes in. Don't go by, Tamim, you'll burn out. No, but.
Okay. well, you lost one because one was actually burned out alive. One was on the Inferno side.
He wanted to die.
Yeah, but well, that was a bad one, I would say. But on the other side, as you can see, Tamim, he has to take one down. He knows the player's location, just a bit, not exact location, I would say, but still, he knows something's out there. But Tamim has to move forward. Tamim, he needs a backup, a plan, and he needs it. Sad might take one down. No, almost would have taken one down, but well, it kind of did not happen. As you can see on the situations, the way the strategies and the situations are coming up, players are trying to go and do everything they can with everything on their part. And Tamim, he is on the verge of losing another player if not revived at the right moment. Back end, as you can see, is the edge of the circle. So now all he has to focus on is the front end only.
Yeah, absolutely. But with still shot being down, it's just brought down to those two players. And DRS, they've again, kind of managed to recover this time around. They did lose out on one of the players earlier, but still, well, something did almost stake out his pan, and Moto will finish off Sonam. And with that, Assiduous Esports are the first team to get eliminated. A1 Esports somehow still survive, but Heaven getting that knock onto its Galzin will definitely open things up as Kapshi. Finally, we get to see that Tommy gun in action.
Yeah, that's totally true. Well. As you can see, another circle shift will be coming up really soon as we are talking. But well, Mafia Ninja needs to... No! He wanted to pop up a first hit, was almost popping up a first hit, but the grenade takes down DRS, a team that had a chicken dinner. This is where the new point system comes up, gets eliminated with 0 placement points right now on 15th position.
Well, ouch. That's going to hurt them, but it's all right. It's all right. But talk about Team Abrupt Slayers. Well, I think it was kind of a bad situation that they'd gotten themselves into, and they could not recover from that. But the players of Abrupt Slayers, they've got themselves positioned at a very good point. And Tamim, he's doing a lot of damage out there. Detron taking down one player of INES. That fight is happening some elsewhere. But right now, Tamim, well, we still at that particular guy. He's doing a lot of jobs. He's going in for those revives. Even Badriff could have survived, to be honest, had he just not roamed around inside those flamey lands. Had he just stayed aloof, had he just stayed beside. But things are as they are. But right now, Abrupt Slayers, Chari and Captain, they're still on the front. And I can take a look at the map feed that we have. And Ocean, this time your prediction was dead 100% true.
Well,
I know you're gloating with pride.
Yeah, I know. Well, talking about everything, 40 more seconds and another 400 meters for FS to move inside the circle. And that's where, the numbers game come up. Because it's the 4th circle. We saw what happened on the 2nd circle. Remember, as we're talking about, those boat incenses on the 2nd circle when players had to move inside the zone and whatnot. But now it's the 4th circle. That means damage is going to be intense. Anubis going for a good grenade. Will this be connecting? No. On Anubis' side was also one grenade, but now he has to move forward if he can go for it. Anubis is just lying down. As of now, R3D, previous game, took them to 2nd position. Well, overall they came 4th because only 4 kills. But in this game, they have to do something. They have to do something impressive just to get that 1st position. DE versus R3D. This is 2nd and 3rd team in the previous game. Now they are fighting with each other. And DE Shibusa goes down. On the other side, Raiders will have to do everything just to take a hit or maybe just give a hit.
I've always, been emphasizing on that one point. Do not ever tend to over-engage. You find one of the players isolated that is on top over there, just push at him. Push at him with all you've got. Because the more you're delaying, the more the chances as there will be some other team that will come in and will see a third-party situation going around. But right now, if you're not engaging, disengage. And well, we've got quite a fight over here. On top, somehow surviving, takes down one. Can he get the second one?
Whoa!
Yes, he does. And DEADEYES, well, taking down two of the players of R3D. And again, this is revenge. And well, the dish has been served cold.
The dish has been served cold. Oh my god. On top, impressive work out here. R3D Esports gets eliminated meanwhile, and we are down to 13 teams. This is one of the best areas. I've seen Team Bablu actually clutching out from this house to that tree. I still remember one of the most incredible moments that happened in Sanhok when I was casting PMCO. This time PMCO Pakistan, and that was amazing. And look at this. Another time, they might just go for 1-1. If they go for it, I mean, they know that the shots are being connected out. They just need to find out again, like, where the accurate damage is coming out from. Bablu Dani might just get the second kill of his own self for this map, for this particular game right now as we are talking. But on the other side, T2K's Venom is just out there. On the other side, Kapshi takes on one for himself as well.
Yeah, Kapshi does take down one, but it all comes down to Venom right now. How is he going to hold on to his horses? He knows that the whole horde of enemies are going to push at him any single moment. But the players of Stalwarts, imagine, they've been blessed with the center of the circle. They're looking so promising. There must be multiple thoughts that are going around. They know that they are safe for now, but there will be a time where all the teams will try to take that one position that they have, that one compound that they have for themselves. But Dani, well, he's just spraying down through the smoke, anticipating some kind of enemy coming in, but Heaven are making those smart plays, in fact staying aloof of that smoke, and he's on that left hand side and hasn't still been spotted out. Gaming in the meanwhile takes down Steel Shot, and it's been a bit of a troubled affair for this particular team, but Shifusa will definitely revive his fallen teammate out there, and Rated will get that res on. But now we've got quite a fight going on now. T2K engaging against the players of Venom Legends, and Nightwing has been taken down.
Zone is where everything goes up. Look at the circle. Circle is quite out with those houses and in the open as well. So if you're moving outside for the open area, you'll have to, just rush in from one side to the other side if you're talking about it. But well, most of the teams, like 90% of the surviving teams are outside the circle. Only 3 teams are out there, but Bablu Team Wolf goes down. That means Team Bablu might be in a lot of trouble as teams have to go against Team Bablu. Motu also goes down by DE Shifusa. Rated Sir goes down by Uzi. On the other side, if we are talking about the players, not the gun, well, I would say Dark also takes down one, but Bablu Motu bites the dust in the situation. DE fighting against the zone as well. Applying bandages will not be enough. Time is a crucial factor, my friend. You cannot take up a fight with the bandages. You at least need something bigger, and I would say might as well take a few kills outside the zone.
Yeah, but right now, Team VTN, they're looking promising. They're trying to enter inside the circle, but right now, PAINxELMT, they've got quite some kills for themselves. But now, how long? How long are they going to survive? That's a big question out here, because it's complete chaos. It's complete pandemonium that we are witnessing. Well, at 247, they still have 2 of their players surviving. They've got 5 kills already. Vegeta does want to take down the enemies on the back lines, and well, PAINxELMT, they could not really get inside the circle. They're just eliminated from the game this time around at the 10th position. Well, the play zone doing quite some damage, and there you go, the shift coming in, going towards the certain side, and Team Stalwarts, they are still inside the circle. They still hold on to that compound, but so many teams are falling down, mostly to the play zone, mostly to the players who are edge camping. As Team Train to Kill, they are in such a good position. They've got those covers of the rocks. They are taking down enemies one after the other, and we just had 10 teams alive a couple of seconds ago. Now it's down to just 5.
Well, that's PUBG Mobile for you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. As you can see, Scrims going really serious right now. It's everyone's down to serious business if you're talking about it. And STE, I mean, this team has already shown incredible feats of talent. If you're talking about the players, these players have actually dominated at World League stage. Well, let's see if they get that chicken dinner out here as well. Right now, Venom has to move forward, and this is one team that has been consistently in top 5. If you're talking about it, T2K, they have done amazing, but Morte takes down Havoc, and that means one more will be going down on top. On top, this guy has had amazing kills for himself. He did actually, he took down 2 players, but could not actually take down Play Zone. Well, that guy gets eliminated 4 teams surviving, 11 players on the clock. Let's see how it just comes up as SCE again is doing amazing.
Yeah, of course. You know, they're holding on to the fortress that they have and they're defending really well. But Baba getting shot down from elsewhere, from Venom this time around. And Bablu, this is a team that gets eliminated on the 4th spot, but with 3 kills. And so many knocks and kills getting confirmed from elsewhere, from everywhere around. Every single direction you see, there is some or the other player just trying to get in and he gets taken down. Now we're just down to the last 2 teams. It's a 4v2 situation. Team Stalwarts, they know that they've got this game for themselves. All they have to do is just play their cards right. You know, they need to first track down the enemies, and I really love what Code Zero have done for themselves. They have kind of formed a crossfire. If one of their players get caught or gets caught off guard, the other player can just shoot down. But this time, Team Stalwarts, they want to go on that aggressive style. And going against Assassin and Ozzy, that might be a bad decision because Baba has already taken quite some damage. He goes down to Assassin. That crossfire really is so immaculate for Team Code Zero.
But well, they had to get inside the circle, and that's where Stalwart is falling apart as one player goes on. Baba's just out there. You cannot revive him. You know, you just have to go for the fights. And Code Zero, they might just take everything. 2 teams from Group A are fighting in a 2 versus 3 situation. One more player is alive, but he needs a revival. He needs a chat. Malik has been spotted. Malik cannot go out, and that's where the circle fight comes up. OZ's out here. CZ has actually won the game, the mind game, because they have actually taken players outside the zone, and so does the damage. Zone's damage is going to be something that might just take players down. Look at this team. 11 kills to their name. 11 might just make it 15 if they go for it. That will be the highest in Pro League as of now, as we have seen for this South Asian region, as this is the second match of the scrims right now. Look at this. Another one might go down. CZ, they have come so far not to lose, just to win yet in the situation. And look at this. Kashyap takes down 1. Assassin goes down. Uzi, one of the most impressive players, is surviving. But how long can he survive? Can he do this? 1 before when he took down 1. He needs to take down 3 players as well, as one more player is outside the zone right now. Morte, M249, poetry of 100 bullets. Will it be enough? And yes, it was.
And yes, with that, Code Zero have been eliminated. And here are your winners of game number 2. That is Stalwart Esports. Having the blessings of the circle, they held on. But in the final shift, it just went against them. And that was a very good entrance. They did lose out on one of their players, but still, they did not flinch. What could have been the ideal approach is bait one player out. You still have the numbers and just have a few players on the back lines taking all those shots for you. But one thing that really went awry with Code Zero was Assassin was not inside the circle. Had he been in the circle and had he had a good cover, then things could have been a bit competitive, could have been an evenly matched factor, because you on one side you have the players of Stalwart Esports with 4 of the players against 2. Well, the numbers really did not number out for them, and as a result of which Stalwarts take this amazing chicken dinner.
I'll tell you one good stat. Stalwart's full name is Stalwart Freestyle, right? And Freestyle is a team that actually dominated on the World League stage, and their best map was actually Sanhok, so they are continuing that.
Yeah, and the zone prediction. I guess, they had kind of that telepathy where they knew where they exactly have to be, and they just were at that compound, and it turned out in the favor. And so, Ocean's prediction again coming up in good light, and well, what do I say? That was completely bang on. Like the those areas that you chosen, bang on.
Well, I just want the stats to just showcase themselves right now, as we are, just talking about it. As we'll be looking at the MVP as well, as we'll be discussing, the player who actually made a lot of difference as out in this one. Look at this. You can see, this guy was amazing. 721 damage for himself, 4 kills, 24-44 of survival and 4.77. No doubt, Sanhok's a small map. 4.77 is a good one.
Of course, and those 11 kills that they had gotten for themselves, I think that's going to be very, very crucial. Maybe in the overall standings, they just might go out on top. But we'll see that. We'll see that as the point table comes up. But right now, there's 4 kills and 721 damage. Amazing play by the players of Team Code Zero High Voltage. And Ozzy, we've seen this lad in the South Asian PMCO. He was amazing. In fact, Assassin, also very good player alongside him. And they're so good together. That's a synergy, that's a duo that you can say. But right now, let's take a look at the top 4 players, the players that are going to be joining Ozzy in the list. And has to be Kashyap. He's got quite some kills for himself. 4 kills for him. Assassin, he had also played a very pivotal role out there. 4 kills for himself, followed by On Top with 3 kills, and we have Baba. So we can safely say that Team Stalwarts also got quite some kills, staying at the center of the circle. They had the scopes, they had good compounds, and whichever team did try to kind of push onto them, they did take each and every one.
Absolutely true. Baba coming up with 512 damage for himself, like one of the highest, not the highest obviously, but one of the highest is out there with Ozzy, no matter what happens. But the guy was actually obliterating everything. And Stalwart, once again coming to that start, their Sanhok has been one of the most dominating maps that they have, played with. So I would say the first game, just like you were saying, right? The first game was an offensive game. Second game has to be the tactical game, and that's where it came up. These guys play tactically because they have that experience. They have that experience, right? You were playing World League one day. You were representing your proper region on that global stage. So it just comes up.
Yeah, of course. All those experience do tend to stack up and it yields good results. But with that, let's take a look at the match summary. I'm really, elated to see how much smokes and grenades were used. And 100, it's fine. It's an average number because we've seen even lesser numbers, and it has improved. 3 gren kills, that's a very good thing. 1 airdrop being looted, and well, that did help them out. The M249, I must say. Yeah, 54 knocks and 53 kills from it. A good conversion ratio and 12 headshots. So things are looking really good. But talking about Team Freestyle, if you can still recollect that one match in Miramar, where they had a very good high-reach advantage, and it was Kashuf who was taking down a lot of players, a lot of teams. They kind of missed out on the chicken dinner, if I remember. Yeah. But overall, they had gotten themselves a lot of kills.
Yeah, and out here also, I mean, if we are talking about the kills in this match, it was not a lot of kills, but it was decent kills. I mean, a lot of kills is where I would say high voltage kind of comes up. We'll be looking at that as well, in the team standings and how that impacts the overall standings, because from this match we'll be watching the overall standings as well, with those plus and minus and whatnot just coming out for everything. But I would say somewhere down with everything, those 11 kills of high voltage, they will be, I would say, will be benefiting them a lot.
Yeah, let's just take a look at the game standings and see how this map of Sanhok was for all these teams. And there you go. Stalwart, courtesy to those 9 kills for themselves. Wow. 24 points. High voltage, they're not far behind. 23 points. This is where the the new point distribution table makes it so competitive, makes it so intense.
Look at Abrupt Slayers. 1 placement point, but kills there. It takes them to top 7, right? They might have been in somewhere around 12, maybe.
Bottom half.
Yeah, the bottom half. But this is where kill priority comes up. Plus Venom Legends. 4 placement points, 1. Like, it's a palindrome of Abrupt Slayers, but still, they are there.
Yeah, that's obviously there. But you always tend to have different approaches. And we have been harping about this, n number of times. It does not really matter if you have, the best of the position points. You need to also back it up with certain kills. Yeah. And it always has to be a equal ratio. It's just not like that you have like 10 or 15 kills and then you kind of take an early exit. That does not really always work out in your favor. But as we move on, quite some surprises out there.
This is where 0 points come up, and these 0 points are a big difference. You did not get kill, you did not get placement points.
R3D Esports.
Even so, yeah, R3D Esports, the team that was on 2nd position in the previous game. DRS, the team that was having chicken dinner. A1 Esports as well. So I would say one thing. Previously, if you did not show up for a match, that's where you used to get 0 points. Now, even if you show up, but your game did not show up, that's where you get 0 points.
Yes, and that's definitely going to hurt them, because you get a chicken dinner in that first game and then you kind of tend to falter out in the second. It's all about being consistent.
This takes, I'll tell you, this takes them from the first position to maybe somewhere in top 5, right? So somewhere down the line. So top 3 is where prize pool is, so it takes them somewhere down. So that creates a lot of difference.
Yeah, of course. Once the overall standing comes out, we get a better clear picture. But yes, it all comes down to consistency. Even if you place 4th or 5th and still manage to get around 7 to 8 kills, that's a very good outing. Keep doing that, and then suddenly you might just find yourself at the tippity top.
Yeah, that's important. Let's have a look at the overall standing. Let's see how it just, shapes up with everything as we are talking. And yes, T2K, one of the most consistent teams, I would say. Both the times they were in top 5, that showcases them with 33 points in the first position. Then comes High Voltage, a game with 11 kills. In the first game, they had 3 kills. It takes them to a good area. And look at this. What we were saying, DRS Gaming, they are in top 5, just not at the top.
Well, one thing I certainly want to point out, it's so competitive. 33 points, 30-30, and we have 25-25. It's just that one game that can really change things around. And now with the new point standings that is coming up, and in the PMPL, the kind of action that we get to see, I am getting restless already. But talk about the teams. Team Bablu, they had a fair, decent outing in both the games. Not the best, I must say, but a good, decent outing. One good game, they can also come right in top 3. But as we move further, well, these are the teams that really need to step up. INES, one of the big names, so one of the top guns, we might call them. They are kind of in shaky waters.
Not just INES, look at this, VTN is out there, PAINxELMT is out there, A1 Esports is out. Like,
yes,
every
even
name
Venom
is...
Legends.
Yeah, every name is a big name. I mean, you have, you know, you have made your mark in I don't know, in a domestic circuit, in the international circuit. Somebody out there knows your name, somebody out there is your fan, somebody out there is supporting you, right?
Yeah.
Because of a reason that you have impressed them. And now if you're on 15th, if you're on 14th, it does not make that much of a sense. Like, you need to step up that game the way you create, you know, you created your impression.
Yeah, of course, you know, when you start performing really well, you kind of build a fan base, and then, you know, the pressure kind of goes up. But now let's take a look at the kill leaders overall and see which are those individual players that are outshining everybody. And it has to be Frankie, Mafia Ninja, and 7 kills, 6 kills. Then we got Waduser as well. Ozzy always there. I know this lad, and even Waduser, one of those names that always comes up.
For Waduser, I would say somewhere down the line, experience again comes up. Because this person, Waduser, he has impressed us in the previous, you know, iterations as well. So this guy knows what he is doing, and he knows how he is doing that, and he knows what he's doing wrong as well. So he kind of, you know, tends to go with all those things. Now it says that's where this guy kind of, you know, just stands out of the crowd.
Yeah, and you know, we did talk about Waduser right now. He's got that amazing experience. But one man that we certainly have to look forward is to Frankie as to how he's going to play, because he's a new name that has come up in the scene. And well, with the way T2K are playing and they're dominating, I am pretty certain that they look and they mean some serious business. With that being said, we'll be heading out for a short little break, and then when we come back, we yet have another new map waiting for you guys. Till then, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the PUBG Mobile Pro League Scrims Season 3 of the South Asian region. Well, it's been quite an interesting affair for the teams that have been consistent so far, having the lead. But now we venture into the deserty lands of Miramar, where we can see some amazing gameplay coming out from these teams. But before that, we have someone new chiming in, my old partner. That is going to be none other than Super Johnny.
Yeah, thank you for such a lovely introduction. It is going to be an amazing day since we have, well, the new point structure in action, I've heard, and it has been pretty interesting.
Yeah, of course. That has completely changed the way, the games were earlier. Right now, even if you win the games and have less amount of kills, the teams with second and third position having good number of kills kind of overstep you. And with that being said, let's just segue into the game and see what this map has to offer for us.
Yeah, so the trajectory of the plane, it starts from the northern side of Impala and goes all the way towards Valadilmar. This is going to be quite interesting. So the trajectory is majorly focusing on the southern side of this map. So the areas on the north are going to be quite far away for the lads to reach. Places like Cruz del Valle, places like El Pozo, places like Trailer Park. No one really goes to Trailer Park, but still we're going to talk about it. It is going to be a tricky place to be at.
Yeah, absolutely. And talk about Trailer Park, we can never rule out ruins. And even in the the PUBG PC that I've been playing, there was an oasis just above La Cobreria. That was a very interesting drop location. Maybe in the future updates we might get to see that as well. But yes, talk about the flight path trajectory. It's a southernish flight path. The teams that are going to be going all the way up north, maybe towards El Pozo, La Cobreria, Torre Amuda, maybe even towards Campo Militar. That's going to be a tough time for them. But if you can take a look, a lot of teams have already taken the plunge. INES dropping off. We also have the players of Team VTNxJyanMaara, Team T2K. They are kind of going towards the southern areas of Los Leones, as we believe. And that has been a very fruitful rotation. You get to loot those small compounds and then take your vehicles. Then you can get inside the circle. Talk about the circle. It's kind of tilted towards the eastern side. Now we do not have the zone prediction master with us. But Johnny, if you have to make any kind of speculations, if you want to take Ocean's Aura, what would you say where the circle would end?
So Ocean's Aura is telling me that the circle is going to be towards La Benedita, and it is majorly going to be on the southern side of the La Benedita area and between Los Leones. So that's where Ocean's Aura, it is what it is telling me. And I'm going to manifest it and say the exact final circle.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and if it could have been shown how the ocean is literally screaming.
Yeah, we should have that. We should have a graphic of ocean on the minimap that just points out to the final drop location. That would be super fun. Would be even fun if the teams had it on their end, don't you think?
Yeah, of course. But nevertheless, we'll just let the teams, play their games out and try to understand how the circle transitions, how the map transitions. Because casting so many games, I feel there is a certain pattern. You need to study that. You need to study every single circle, how it kind of diminishes, how it kind of closes out. But talk about teams fighting out amongst each other. We have the players of 247 already engaging. Vegeta, one of the players we did cast in the PMCO this time around from Team F4, has finally joined 247 for the PUBG Mobile Pro League. One of the very promising players, and alongside Rahman, definitely will be bolstering the squad up.
Definitely. I mean, you have to be able to play around that one individual player, but we are going to find out how well the team sort of synergizes, because every time there's an introduction or a player going away from a particular lineup, it becomes sort of hard for the team to figure out what sort of a playstyle, what sort of individualistic skills and mindset that one guy has, and it can impact team's performance a lot. But Rahman, as you said, so very well said, that one of the best players the region of Pakistan has to offer is going to be joining the lineup. It is obviously going to be a positive impact at a certain point, though, because we have to see where or when exactly, if I'm to correct myself, when is this team going to hit its peak? Because when they do, they are going to be really deadly. And 247 is one of those squads that were already pretty deadly. So
yeah, in fact, if you talk about the Pakistan PMCO, we did see them coming second, but the winners, this team sides, they were being very rarely consistent. They got those chicken dinners at the end, and they were so promising. And that is the kind of outing that I absolutely love. You should not always be completely a very aggressive squad. Yes, aggression is good, but you need to know when to control it, when to, completely harness it. You need to know how to take the fights, how to even disengage, because all these factors kind of help you out in quick maps like Sanhok. Because after this, when we head on to Vikendi, that all comes down to how the circle rotates, who's making that final entrance into the circle, how you've got all your angles covered. It all comes down to that. In Miramar, it's all about those high-range advantages that you have. You need to predict. Teams like RRQ, they do that to perfection. They somehow get to know where the circle is going to tend to shift around. They just go take that highest spot, take that highest peak over there, and they just take down every single enemy that they encounter. But well, Team Stalwart, finally, they're off to a good start. They had a good second game, getting that chicken dinner. Now their morals are boosted, and well, they are looting. They're looking good. They are almost at the center of the circle. So this has been their approach, right? We have seen freestyle. Even in Erangel, they always tend to go for that house just beside shelter, if you remember, and that's kind of iconic with this team. But today in Miramar, I want to see what they have to offer, because if the first game you can say that there will be speculations. Yeah, the circle kind of favored them, but if they win this one out, they'll be shutting everyone down.
Definitely, and that shutdown for the rest of the teams is going to be pretty brutal. But on the other side, we have to see how this one is going to play out for certain particular teams and those 4 individuals, how they're going to react to this. Namely, it's going to be Team Bablu, who are all the way towards Valle del Mar, DRS, who are on their way towards Monte Nuevo and are moving into the circle towards the power grid area, and also Team FS, who are still at El Pozo. Even though there is the time that the first blue zone takes to meet the play zone, and that sort of is a lot of time. In fact, you can roam around quite freely, and even then, even if you get hit by the blue zone, the first blue zone does only a slight bit of chip damage that can be countered by using those energy drinks and those painkillers. These players need to get moving, because in a little while the edges are going to be starting to get contested, and that sort of raises a pretty big problem, because on this map of Miramar, a map that is filled with all those open areas, you can be caught completely off guard while riding in a buggy.
Yeah, of course. And one thing that I really want to mention is that the vehicles are really important. You can never miss out on them. And well, Kuni does what I love to do in Miramar, takes a bike. Go YOLO. I mean, if you have something like say a Mirado, and then you're traversing around those very ridges areas, and then you kind of get to stuck up on one point, and someone spots you out from the far off fray and just takes you down. But these are the cons that comes when you're riding a bike. You tend to mess things up, and then the bike just goes way off, whizzing into the air, and you are kind of in the no man's land, just being spotted out. No, this broke my heart. He should have stuck to the bike. He should have shown some stunts out there,
so
some pull out some shenanigans.
The color red is the color which gets noticed by the human eye the quickest, right? Do you want the man to die?
I mean, well, everyone dies at some moment, but it just comes down to the timing, right?
Not in the early stages, man. That's going to be 0 points.
Yeah, but that was something different that we got to see. Have those bikes coming in, just flying around. It would have been a movie right out of Hollywood, but yes.
Patience, my friend. Patience.
Yes, of course, patience is absolutely detrimental, but well, Sonam from Assiduous Esports has managed to get his hands onto which Joker from Abrupt Slayers, and Shanul will be finishing him off. But one thing that I really wanted to point out is Team Bablu. Okay, so now one of their OG players has already come in. Pikachu is finally in action.
Well, and that action is going to be pretty intense, as the team is about to meet some team fights. They are right on the edge of this circle, well, towards the southwestern part, way far away in the southwest of the Los Leones city. And it is going to be a while, but all the teams are already clustered in the city, and contesting that city area, especially the compounds on the edges, it is quite tricky. But contestation right now is in front of our eyes, as the players for 247 have spotted out, or in fact heard the noises being made by the players of DE. So they better be on their toes, and they better be careful, otherwise Rahman and the lads are just gonna go on a destruction spray. The nade in his hand being cooked, being thrown away towards the window, and they are bombarding that house, but are not gonna catch anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, Rehman still continuing his onslaught with his grenades, and he's just hoping, he's just wondering that some grenade just connects and they get that kind of opening that they're looking for. But right now they need to find some cover, because if they do not, if some passing by squad looks at them, they'll just take them down. But well, now talk about connections. Vegeta getting that grenade onto its that knocked member, and with that, this is the kind of push that Team 247 is known for, and now they're just going in. Well, they've got backup from behind, but now switching on to the FPP mode. A few of their players are in a very tricky position, and if rated, PAINxELMT catches the players of 247 with the pants down, he can take down a player or maybe two. But on top, he's also literally on top of the building, and now, okay, snakes on top.
Oh well. Oh well. On top is pretty deadly, so you gotta be careful. Oh, Sinister out in the open is gonna be caught completely off guard, and Frankie is not gonna be having any mercy. Finishes off Sinister in an instant, but DE taking the fight against 247. Vegeta is gonna be taken down. Khan comes in for the trade and helps his teammates stay alive. Even though he's knocked down, the revive is gonna come in, and the pressure on DE right now is gonna be pretty incredible, as they have lost one player in this fight that has just begun. 247, if they get the revive with a 4-man squad, they can try and push in, but DE, they're down 2 players. Raditzer and On Top are the only 2 players surviving, and On Top along with his teammates are going to jump down. They are going to try and capitalize on the worst situation that 247 have. They knock down one more, and Raditzer catches one off guard, goes for the second, gets the second knock as well. Just a 1v1 situation right now. His HP is below 50%, so he has to run away. He needs to somehow survive, and the player from 247 that's up against him is Rehman. The first aid kit being used right now. Rehman is going to spot him out, but Raditzer still managed to get away. Goes for the shot. Can get the finish. Can he get the finish? No! He gets finished instead. And they take an exit. Rehman barely survives with a pixel of HP on him.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that is something that I had never anticipated. I was just going to go all skeptical about Team DE. I was just wondering where were those retaliation grenades. But no, they instead go in for that very daring move. Jump down from 2 corners, kind of try to pinch it down the players of Team 247. They did almost manage to clutch it out, but Handy just kind of crouched down while he was taking that fight. Could have really worked out in their favor. But now CZxHIGHVOLTAGE Esports, they are still in a kerfuffle against the players of A1 Esports. Start is bring down a couple of bullets, will take down Sonam in the process. Shinul, he's trying to enter, and now it's looking so bad for them. And Muffin and Z1 Crazy are the 2 players surviving. What are they going to do? Can they take down the players of A1 Esports? Because Bablu is in the nearby fray, and they might just go in for the third party.
Well, yes, the third party can obviously happen away, but they're going to have to be careful about this, because sometimes when you are going for the third party, the other 2 teams can just turn on you. So you need to pick your perfect opportunity to go in for that mission that's going to be to wipe out the surviving squad. You might not get as many points as you would in a normal scenario when you would be basically charging upon 2 weakened squads. But okay, look at this. Bablu, they are going for the party, and Tyrant is going to get the finish on the players of ASE. It's just Muffin that's in front of him, and Tyrant switches over to the AKM. But the circle, it's moving towards Impala.
And Ocean's aura did not really kind of be 100% precise. It just shifted a bit towards the eastern side, and I guess we might get to see something on towards the northern side of Impala, where all the teams are kind of stacking up. But what can set them off is a southern circle just below Impala. But right now we've seen a cluster of teams on the northern side. Everyone has to shift. So whichever team, like Team Bablu, has a really good chance, a really good window. But right now, A1 Esports, Jax, you cannot miss so many shots, my friend. Muffin was right out in the open at this level, missing out on all these shots. That's definitely gonna hurt. And he's, I think, a pretty new player in the roster, and must be pretty nervous, but it's alright. It's Scrims. Now you can make all those mistakes, but you cannot tend to do the same during when the Pro League really starts off. But there's one player that has been making the headline so far. That's Frankie. And we did see how beautifully he has taken down Sinister.
Definitely. I mean, you have to go for the points, right? And right now, as we do know the new point structure, it rewards the teams for being aggressive rather than just going for those hardcore placement points. Because, well, you finish first, you just get 15 points. Previously, it used to be 20, right? And you could finish first with 2 to 3 kills, and that would still put you up ahead of the team that is second with 6 kills on their name, with 7 kills on their name. So the teams that were below in position, they had to work extra hard to be able to capitalize on the number of points. Jax empties out a clip and catches absolutely no one.
But Frankie, I can see
That
him
man
on
is
the
brutal.
sideline.
Yeah.
Yes, this is certainly one of the players that I am getting so enthralled to look in for the PMPL this time around. I think he might be the new search, new find, because every single PMPL, every single PMCO that we get to see, we see some new talents. I did not see much out of him in the PMCO at all, but the way he's playing, he's looking so confident, and he's full of grit and determination to make a name for himself, and this might be the perfect platform. The hype has already been built on. All that he needs to do is live on it and stand by it. But with that being said, well, Frankie, he's got his whole squad, but the players of Team R3D, they look really determined to take this fight, and it's at a very promising location. In the next circle shift, we might get to see if whether this place is inside the circle or not. But as things are right now, Team R3D, they have always tend to take a few fights, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because you need to have your hands warm right before the real action goes in. The more fights you you engage in, you know what are the kind of mistakes that you can make against all these teams. So having an aggressive approach is definitely good, but you also need to know how to disengage. And with that being said, the fourth airdrop comes in, and this time we have an AUG. Well, I'm not a big fan of it, but there are a few players who love using that weapon.
Well, definitely. I mean, there are a lot of players that love using that weapon. Ocean sort of nicknamed one of the players after that weapon. From the wildcard region, though, we did get to see him during the World League previously, but this one. Okay, Fixes, what do you have to say about the fact that the entire team of R3D has been denied this fight by just one man? It is just one man holding them off.
Yes, and that shows how good he is on his positioning, and we get another shift. This time completely towards the eastern side. This is kind of a new circle that we'll finally get to cast, and that's going to be really, really interesting as to how the teams are gonna kind of blend in, how the teams are going to adapt to this new circle, how they're going to make the rotation. Well, Bablu and the team Abrupt Slayers, they've done the right thing. They've taken the southern route, but they might just get into an engagement with each other. On the other side, we get to see the players of Stalwart, Kashuf, in fact, getting knocked and being finished off out there. And I guess after this circle, we get to see another shrink. In that, we'll see all these teams faltering out. But right now, what's going to be really, really good is the players of VTNxJyanMaara. They've got a good position. They've got a good reach for themselves. And as we speak, the players of Bablu are being taken down one after the other.
Well, definitely, and the players falling out is going to be quite sad, but we do see two teams take an exit from this matchup already. One of them, DE, got wiped out in front of our eyes, and the other one, well, it took them some time, but Assiduous Esports, they have also fallen down out of the match in Miramar. A1 Esports, Shoykart being taken out. INES entry, oh, he's going to get entered upon right now by the players of Team Bablu, and they are hungry for that kill. Entry has been completely isolated on the top floor of this compound, and we do see the other players running in his direction. He is going down, and 3-1 takes down. One team will going down. Oh, Entry, the clutch can come, and no, Pikachu, the lightning bolt with 1 HP. Oh, his teammate still dies though.
Yes, and how did it happen? But you have to give it up to this lad. We are seeing some interesting, intense fights out there. But right now, the players of Team 247 find themselves in a bit of an engagement. Wasif being the last man surviving from his team. He has to go in for the smoke grenades, and well, still shot, still surviving for Team FutureStation out there. Any single moment, that one good grenade can end things up for 247. They've been very promising. They've been looking really aggressive, but no, the revives have come in, and Khan needs to get that revive onto it himself. But Frankie, from the far distance, distance fray. He spotted down his enemies. He's right at where he's supposed to be. He's on playing for the edges, but has a good high ground advantage for himself. Has managed to spot down Evil Eye, takes him down. Oh my goodness, I certainly believe that this man is gonna be so promising, and the people across the world start fearing him down. Remember the name, that's C2K Frankie for you guys. But now, what do we have? The players of 247 in a bit of a pickle, but Vegeta somehow managing to fend the enemies off and not letting them enter inside the circle, as 247 somehow still survive.
Yeah, definitely. And can they survive for long? Because the crosshair Frankie is right on top of them. With the high ground advantage as well, he is able to get a clear line of fire between him and his opponents. But looking at the kill feed, the action is just getting started as Venom Legends, they step into the fight. FST, they are taking a fight of their own against the blue zone out of all things. And that can spell a bit of trouble, a bit of unluckiness for the squad. R3D still surviving. So they were the ones who were holding off Frankie, and he somehow managed to get away and turn around on them. But Nightwing, he is going to get a kill secured for him. And INES or Ichi, are you going to get away out of this one? The utility in his hands is being thrown towards the players of R3D, who are just trying to keep the distance off between them and their opponent. So how split apart are the players of INES? Wow.
This certainly have, but you know, in the pre-game segment,
pretty far split apart from each other.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to be a very tough time for these players to really, you know, get away from here. With the way R3D are trying to get away. Okay, that's a kind of a life that they've given to the players. I thought they might just go in for the push, but with the circle kind of closing in, that's a good disengagement that we got to see. But one thing for sure, INES, they've got a new roster, and all of them like kind of feel like they come straight out of some Japanese anime. Orochi, Yashiro. Oh my god, I love the names.
I love the names too, and I agree with you. It's like they are anime characters, but they have to show us, are they going to be the hero or are they going to be the villains? Are they going to be the big bad beast, or are they going to just stand up tall and beat everyone else to take the victory, just like a protagonist in an anime or a superhero movie? But right now, Steel Shot on our screen. So moving forward, it's going to be tricky for him and his team to cross this trajectory, because there are high grounds in front of them, and we do see on the minimap as well that there are squads present in those high grounds. So contesting and moving forward, they have to be extremely careful, otherwise they are going to end up dead. It's just two players surviving for the squad.
Yeah, absolutely. But right now, what we had really anticipated, VTNxJyanMaara, they're in a very good position. They've got a good ridge for themselves. They've got a good high ground advantage that they can fight around. Team Bablu, well, they're in a bit of a pickle right now. They've got a good compound, but the players of INES are kind of surrounding them over. And if one good grenade comes in and Team Wolf goes down, that's going to be game over. But DRS Gaming take an early exit yet again, this time being eliminated at the 12th position. Then followed by 247, who get out on the 11th position over there. But Team T2K, they're somehow getting inside. Frankie's taken quite some damage, but Venom is right behind him, and FutureStation, they go down. Teams start falling as the 5th circle start closing in, and well, the 6th circle is going to determine how these teams are going to fare out. Morte, in the meanwhile, getting that one knock onto its steer, courtesy to that wonderful grenade coming from his side. But Team T2K, they, I think, might just be, you know, this might be it, because at the position that they are, now they have to get inside the circle. They're kind of on the low ground. I'm certain some or the other team might just spot them down any moment.
Definitely, and when they get spotted out, they're going to be in so much trouble, so they need to be careful as well, especially in these maps, in the maps that have a lot of open areas. Miramar and Vikendi specifically, you need to be careful during those rotations. Miramar, just because of how open it is, how much you have to survive in those open areas, using those ridges, taking the high ground can be risky as well, because you might be shooting at someone, but someone from the other high ground, someone from the other mountain right behind you is going to be able to spot you out and take you out as well. Need to be careful about that as well. Utility is going to be the most important thing, and the most important utility are going to be those smokes.
Yeah, after all now, well, VTN, like we mentioned, still holding on to that good advantage that they have. I believe our team Venom Legends might just be a kind of a threat for them right now, with the way they have positioned themselves. And well, Rafat, he's got eyes on the players of our team Stalwart, and I think Morte and Malik are kind of oblivious about his position. He's not given those footsteps. But Frankie, again on the kill feed right now, any single moment he might just get taken down. But look at the prowess, almost. Had he just gotten himself a bit down the ridge, would have survived. But that was as a kind of overextension, and Venom. I expected some kind of cover fire from him out there, but nevertheless, never mind. The show must go on. VTNxJyanMaara still at the tippity top, still holding a very good position, have gotten themselves 7 kills. And today, it has been a kind of affair in which the team holding the center, having the best possible location, having a good compound, has taken those chicken dinners. Now, this might be the same, or maybe some team might change it around. Maybe we can see something different in Miramar, but the only time will tell.
Well, definitely only time will tell, and time is ticking by. 23 minutes, 40 seconds into the game. 7 teams remain. 14 players are alive, so that's an average of 2 per team. That's not enough firepower for anyone to take a proper team fight. But we do have Venom Legends in front of us. 3-man roster still in this fight. Have secured 3 kills so far. So a good number of points are already heading their way. But this can be even better. You need to be in the top 3 at least. And if you are in the top 3 with 3 kills, that is a pretty good job.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Yashiro from INES. I believe we spotted down the players of Team Bablu over there, but Extreme knows exactly where Walker is. And INES take yet another early exit, I must say, by the standards and by the type of INES that we have seen in the past. But now it's a new roster. They'll take some time to live up to the name, and hopefully, when the league really starts off, they get back in form. But, well, VTNxJyanMaara still holding on to that high ground advantage that they have for themselves. But one thing, Johnny, I would have really loved to see is the kind of aggression that Team Bablu are known for. And these are the times when you need to play aggressive. Maybe today they are kind of analyzing things and trying to learn how the pace of the game is when the South Asian teams also chime in. But in the foreseeable future, maybe tomorrow or day after, I want to see that old Bablu. You know, the one Bablu that kind of gets in, spots you down, hunts you down. That is the kind of Bablu I'm really waiting for.
We saw that a few moments ago. I mean, 3 of them almost went down, all 3 of them.
Yes. They just barely survived.
Yeah, they just barely survived. So, also, I believe you and we have been casting the scrims since the previous seasons as well. We did the last season as well. So, people experiment in the scrims. You are going to try out new strategies. You're going to try out and figure out new ways you can approach certain team fights, new ways you can challenge teams holding on to certain compounds, and your positioning as well. Those are the things that teams do during the scrims. But I agree with you on one thing. Whatever mistakes are being made here, whatever miscommunication that's happening between the teams over here needs to be fixed before the actual event starts.
Yes, absolutely. And that is exactly why the scrims are made, you know,
yes,
to warm you up, to let you know what action you might face, what are the kind of enemies, what kind of gunpowder, what kind of strats they're doing. Take a look at the map feed, try to learn things around, try to strategize, try to make your rotations right. But now, this is going to be really tricky. Now the tides have turned. Now it has all come down to Venom Legends holding off to that church compound. And still, the players of Stalwart survive. Malik, we can see him. Abrupt Slayers, well, Heaven just surviving with the smoke cover that he has for himself. But for how long? That is definitely going to be a question, as Heaven tried to spot one down but fails to connect the shot and get that knock.
Well, definitely, and that is going to be a tricky situation for... Why do you want him to jump? All right, don't jump. Spot out a player down below you and finish him off completely. Jumping was a bad decision, dude. No wonder your team's always lost.
That's why I'm trash. That's why, you know, I'm not a competitive player, but I would have jumped from this point. That would have been crazy. You know, so pull off something really out of the book and, you know, go have a bike. Then now's the time to go in for a wheelie if you really want to do that. Yeah.
He got 1 kill. You would have given away 1 kill. You would have given away your point.
You know, that's why I'm casting.
You got kicked out of the roster, I can tell that.
Yeah,
but
that's what happened.
All right. Coming back to the action, we have 5 teams. We have 11 players. Venom Legends, they hold a really, really strong compound for themselves in the form of this church. The problem lies in the fact that the guy up above them, that is the only guy who can cause them problems. Other than that, everyone is down on the low ground along with them, and they can take these fights quite comfortably. This team has the man advantage in terms of the numbers of players that they have as well. Team Bablu, we do see them still surviving into the top 5 with just 2 players to their sides. And the players of Venom Legends, they have taken rooms. They are just, well, I think they're being patient and they're waiting for the other teams to aggress.
Right now, they're going in for the press. And yes, he does that. He survived. I'm telling you, get that kill. There you go. Captain, I love you, my friend. With the way you played it, this is what I would have done. But I would have taken that jump. I would be on very low HP. I would have been knocked out. But yes, that's the probable reason why he is playing in the PMPL. But at the end of the day, Teen Wolf getting that kill onto its gunner and taking down, VTNxJyanMaara over there.
Yeah, JyanMaara, they take an exit. The captain, the man, the myth, the legend, the man is insane. But still needs to deal with the players of Bablu though. We are down to 3 teams in this match. It is ASL captain surviving all alone. It's a 1 versus 2 versus 3 scenario. Venom Legends, they sit there in the center of this house with the man advantage to their side. The blue zone is coming in. The boosters have been started already. The adrenaline syringe already being taken by the players. But on the other side, who is going to come out on top? We're going to find out in a few moments. Captain needs to take a fight, needs to challenge, needs to contest the players of either Bablu or Venom Legends to go for the points, but he has done his job. ASL's teammates right behind them on the high ground, and the nades are coming in as well. Can you land this one perfectly? Chari, how accurate are you gonna be? It lands indoors, but the damage is just not gonna come in. He jumps down, his HP falls down as well. He's gonna have to heal up and then go for the fight, but Captain, he charges in, he goes onto the rooftops.
Whoa.
The job for him is just gonna be to survive the damage from the blue zone as the players from Team Bablu are falling down. Pikachu knocked out and the kill is being taken away. Teen Wolf still surviving on the edge of the wall, but he's going to be finished off as well. Captain securing 2 extra kills. That's 8 points coming in for this one team, 3 out of which Captain has secured by the insane madness that he's just showcased. It's a 3v3 situation between ASL, Abrupt Slayers, and the players of Team Venom. And Venom, they are just forced to hide as the players of ASL. They wait for the clock to run out. They wait for the players of Venom Legends to come out, and the smokes are being deployed. Who is going to come out on top of this fight? There's Captain with the high ground advantage on him. Evil Eye going for the shots through the smoke, trying to see if he can find the players of ASL. But now Nightwing is going to be taken down as Captain spots him out through the window. Now it's just 2 remaining. The door has been blown up. Another one falls down. Evil Eye is going to be the last man surviving, and he's hiding inside the smoke. The players of ASL, they are going to go for the hunt down. Captain knows exactly where the last man is. The points have been secured. That's now Evil Eye. He is going to be finished off as the players of ASL. Chari goes in, checks inside, but he is just going to let Evil Eye walk away. He steps out, goes to the shots. 1 knock is going to come in. Can he get the second one as well? Captain on top, but Evil Eye, he gets taken down as ASL, they win this fight.
He does it! Captain does it! The MVP of this game, undoubtedly. So much he did that in those last crucial moments, ensuring Abrupt Slayers' victory. You know, right from that jump and that knock that he did, and after that, going all the way up the church, and that was perfect. Had he had a few first hits, had that gone boiled down to a heal battle, he could have pulled out one as well. But staying on the high ground, you could get those sound cues.
Yeah.
He relayed every single information to his teammates. That was perfect teamwork. Those were some hard ballsy plays that he pulled out, and as a result of which, a winner chicken dinner coming out for Abrupt Slayers.
Exactly, and that was a mindset of steel, man. Because once your HP drops down below, I think 30% is when the players start getting uncomfortable in team fights. But he knew exactly how he had to be precise. Jump down, low HP, takes down one guy. Not just him though. Chari made a similar jump as well. He lost around 30 to 35% of his HP bar in that one jump. And had the players of Venom Legends just aggressed at that point, they could have taken a 3v3 fight against ASL and come out on top. But they delayed it. They gave them the opportunity to heal up.
Yes, absolutely. And for me, I know who the MVP is, but let's see what the stats call out for. Let's check who the MVP of this particular game is going to be, and that's going to be VTNxJyanMaara's gunner. Courtesy to those 6 kill and 978 damage, he is the MVP of this particular match. But so much really happened in the last final circle. It was that church it came down to, and him taking that height advantage, taking the stairs, going up above. He did spot out the players of Bablu off guard, and they did not see him coming. And those are those kind of unpredictable and risky plays that win you the games. You need to take those risks to reap higher rewards.
I completely agree with that. Had the players of Team Bablu taken the risk of wrapping around the church and going in the blue zone for, I think, just 1 or 2 seconds, they would have spotted him out. Because if you go back a little bit, like 5 minutes back in that final team fight, Team Bablu, they were charging in from the left side of the church. Captain was at the back. The other players of the ASL were on the top on the right-hand side. There was no support coming in for him. He could have been finished off, and that would have resulted in the outcome being, well, massively different.
Yes, things could have been different, but what really happened was Abrupt Slayers got themselves an amazing chicken dinner out there. But right now, let's take a look at the other top players in this game that are gonna be following up Kana, and we do have Captain on the second spot. Just 2 kills shy, but he's there at the damage, 965 being the exact number, 4 kills for himself, and even Chari, the kind of support that you mentioned coming in from him, and they did not have much of those good covers. They knew that they have to make those risky plays, and they actually went in for it. But coming to the 4th position, we do have Cooney, followed by Teen Wolf. But right now, what we are witnessing from Team Bablu is completely different. This is a kind of, in the Bablu that we've known in the past, kind of goes inside the compound, takes down players one after the other. But this Bablu is kind of trying to play a bit tactical. And they're playing out of the comfort zone. We know they just kind of spot enemies down, just go in for them. They don't take any two thoughts on it. And that, do you think it's a good thing, or do you think it goes otherwise?
See, I think it's a good thing, because otherwise the old Team Bablu would have never survived to the top 3 with just 2 players. This one did.
Yeah.
This one survived from the early stages, losing out on one of the lads, losing out in fact 2 players, and made it all the way into the top 3. That is important. Those points are important.
Yeah, absolutely. Those points are certainly important. What is also important are the match summary stats that we have for you right now. And let's take a look at the number of smokes and grenades being used. 227, a very good number. With the kind of the zone that was being formed out, VTNxJyanMaara sitting at the very top, and then they was just thrown off guard. They did not have the perfect circle, but somehow still kind of tend to survive for quite some time. They got a few knocks for themselves, a few kills were converted. But talk about knocks, 61 knocks out of 54 were converted into kills. And just that one grenade kill, it's Miramar, it's alright. But what we have not seen so far is that one vehicle kill.
Oh yeah, we are yet to see those vehicle kills. But hey, we are just getting started. We have a lot of time. We have a lot of matches.
Yeah, it's just a trailer.
Yeah, just the trailer. But what I really like is the usage of utility. Because when you have these open maps, Sanhok, we understand. Sanhok is a really small map, so your guns do the job enough. Well enough, in fact. On Erangel, on Miramar, on Vikendi, smokes are your best friends. Along with your weapons, you need to have as many smokes as you can. Creating cover becomes a massive issue on Miramar and on Vikendi specifically. You need those smokes to create pathways for yourself. Otherwise, you aren't going to be able to move in the final fights.
Yeah, of course. And we got to see that. A lot of teams were taken down while they were trying to enter from the 6, when the 6th circle kind of started to shrink in. But right now, let's take a look at the map standings and see how the teams are fed off in this particular map. And there you go, Abrupt Slayers getting that chicken dinner with 11 kills. Will earn them 26 points. VTNxJyanMaara will be following them up, courtesy to those 9 kills. This is where the differentiation in the new point distribution table comes in, and if you have got good number of kills, then you will be definitely in the top 3.
Definitely. I mean, if you have the kills, you are going to climb up. But what happens if you lack the kills? Well, ask Venom Legends, who are there with 15 points on the 4th position, even though they finished 2nd. Why? Just because of 3 kills they have. Kills are going to be important. This new point system is going to build a meta that is going to give us those bloody games, those massive games filled with massacres of teams getting into early game team fights, into those late game team fights as well. And that just changes everything. That changes how we and these teams used to look at the game at the professional level. And sort of the strategies that are going to come in right now are going to be a lot different.
Yeah, certainly. A different kind of stats are going to come in with the new meta. We were just having a conversation about Tommy Gunn coming in. A few of the players were actually going in for that. Maybe in the future stages in the PMPL, we might get to see more of that. But right now, taking a look at the the kind of point standings that we have in this particular map. Deadeyes guys are PMPL and INES. They've got those shaky starts, and they're not looking good. And Team T2K, Frankie was looking really promising. He'd got a lot of knocks, but could not really convert that into kills. And he was holding the fortress alone. And I felt somewhere down the line, I really want the other players of Team T2K to step up as well.
Yeah.
This is a team that is very promising. After the 2 games, we saw they were on top. Right now, they've taken a kind of a dip right now. But I think in the 4th map that was going to come after this in Vikendi, they might step up as well. But one thing is for certain. Every single team is so well prepared. Every single time we getting some new teams are taking those chicken dinners. The team that came got the team that got the chicken dinner in the first game kind of is getting eliminated very early in the second game.
Yeah.
And every single time we're getting a new winner. So that showcases what this time, how explosive PMPL is gonna be.
Exactly, it's going to be super explosive. Everyone has stepped up their game, and it is going to be so important for the teams to figure out one of the best ways for themselves to be consistent.
Yes, consistency is the key. We have said that n number of times. Make this n+1. And with that, let's take a look at the overall standings and see, after all these games, how have the teams fared out. And Abrupt Slayers, courtesy to that one chicken dinner, now they sit right on top with 42 points.
Yeah, well, 42 points to Abrupt Slayers after the amazing performance that they had. And look at that, 20 kills already. But right below them, do you see High Voltage? Do you see High Voltage? 18 kills, 17 placement points for them, 35 in total, but the points are tied up along with Team T2K, which is sitting at 35 points. But with the more kills, High Voltage is going to take the second position. Team Bablu, they are in the top 4 right now with 34, so the difference is not that big. Stalwart Esports as well on the 5th with 32 points, 10-point difference between them and the first position. So this is where the impact of what you just said comes out. If you're not consistent, the gap between you and the other teams, it's not going to be big enough. And why does the gap need to be big? Because it allows you to have a safety cushion. You can mess up one game and still stay in the fight. But Assiduous Esports, INES, and Paid, all these squads sitting on single-digit points. They need to get at least one chicken dinner to keep them in the fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, it's just to start the first day. Maybe it's not their day. Maybe tomorrow they come all guns blazing. But with that being said, we are all hyped up. I'm completely stoked as to see what happens in Vikendi. But before that, we will be heading out for a short little break and get your popcorns in, as we'll be right back for you guys.
Hello and welcome back to PMPL South Asia Scrims Season 3. My name is Ocean Sharma and alongside me it's going to be Varun Super Johnny John. We don't miss fixes though, but still, if you're talking about the games and whatnot, man, the last Miramar game was amazing the way it happened, right?
I mean, it was earth-shattering quite literally. I mean, we talk about superhero landings. We got to see one of those as well.
We saw superhero landings and we saw one more thing. A superhero clutch coming from the same person. Captain became Captain America.
Yeah. Well, good references over there. I like those references. But it was an amazing play. It was a play and a fight worthy of the highlights. And well, that is what these scrims are about. Me and Fixes were talking about this as well. Teams need to figure out the best strategies, the best way they can play with each other and how they can take down the opponents. These are about improvements that they need. Improvements in every aspect. Communication, fights, understanding your opponents, and then preparing for PMPL.
That's totally true. But then, apart from everything, Johnny, there's one thing that I want to focus on right now. Now it's going to be Vikendi, right? The slow slithering starts, and we are going to be heading towards the game as well as we are discussing. So, talk me through the flight path and talk me through the things. Like, what do you think is going to be happening? Like, do you think we might see another heal battle? As what is Vikendi's like?
That only happens when most of the times when the circle is towards the villa area, and I mean. Heal battles sort of come out from based on the terrain that the circle is in. If the terrain has a lot of compounds, there are high chances where there is going to be a heal battle. If the terrain's out in the open, well, you are going to see a fight. You are going to see those blood-hungry games. Plus, also, based on how the point structure has been changed, I think it sort of incentivizes the teams that are being aggressive. It is good to them. And if you don't have the kills in your side, if you don't have the kill bar pretty high for your team and on the individual players as well, well, you're going to have a hard time climbing up and keeping a high position, a high standing on that leaderboard. So, need to be aggressive. The circle this time, even though the trajectory of the plane was towards the western side of the map, the circle this time was going to be on the southern side. Castle is going to be in there. Walnova as well. Hot Springs, Seaman Factory, Podvosto, the southern part of Mount Kresnik. Dino Park, right? The eastern side of Dino Park is going to be part. Abbey, all these southern places. So, quite an interesting plane path, quite an interesting circle, but the teams that are going to be in trouble, I think specifically, are going to be Deadeyes guys and INES, who are on the extreme northern side of the map.
That's totally true. I mean, they'll have a lot of time, figuring out the rotations and whatnot. Well, on Villa side, it's going to be R3D versus T2K. So T2K has been consistent. Not in the previous game, though, but their first two games were really consistent, and they were at the top position as well. But as of now, if we talk about the things that are happening, like T2K, they might just go and engage in an early fight with R3D, and that too in Villa. I mean, Villa is at the edge of the circle. If we talk about the first circle, not in the center of the circle or something. But, well, we'll have to see how the situations just come up and how the things are going to be happening as the fight actually progresses.
Well, definitely. Shaw is just holding on to his positions. He can't get out because he is going to be in a high-risk situation as the location of Villa has been taken over by the players of T2K. His teammates are coming in from close by, but it's going to take them a while before they get to him. And even then, they can be at risk. Although one of the players from T2K, Nobita, has been taken down to around 50% HP. He just has a few heals. Was popping the first aid when he got spotted out by Anubis, and the God of Death is going to take him to the door of death, in fact.
I mean, door of knock right now, not the dead. Well, the revive might just come in.
He is going to get finished.
Yeah, he is going to get finished eventually. But, like, there it is. I mean, look at this. Nobita goes down. And I like one thing of Fixes, like he was saying in the previous game, death might just come up. Like, slowly and steadily, we all going to die. And the thing, like, that was an awakening of life or something, I don't know. Well, Walker is out here alongside the edges of Villa. And, again, a big fight happening in Villa kind of means one thing that people are still considering it as one of the most amazing places to land on, to loot on, and to get for the fight. Because we talk about the 4 pillars of the game: landing, looting, rushing, and survival. You land a good place, you loot at a good place, you rush on Villa or outside of Villa, and you survive here. So you can see all 4 pillars just coming up in this area only. Walker is out here, and Anubis was the one who had the first kill, and now the rush comes up from them. As you can see, Joker takes down Frankie as well. T2K might not be in a good situation, as Zor is, I would say, far away from the teammates, but another one might just bite the dust. 1 HP survival. Walker is moving forward, and there goes another one. Zor is the last man surviving. but how long has it been happening? No, Walker has been taken down. Zod, Thompson, and Uzi, SMG Power just coming up from this guy, has 35 bullets on his own self, has to take down every inch of the fight if he can. It's 1 versus 2, has spotted another one, might take another one down. No, has to switch to 50 bullets. This one might be a tricky one as someone else comes down from the back and side, takes another one. One final player has 0 bullets, 15 bullets. No, T2K becomes the first team to get eliminated, and R3D, they lost 1, still got 4.
Yeah, definitely. And an amazing fight, amazing coordination being put in by the players of R3D. Just knowing when to go in. And they knew they had to sacrifice at least one lad to get that entire squad out of the game. They had secured 3 kills already and now are going to control Villa location, which is right on the edge of the circle for now. So they're going to be able to transition from this to being the gatekeepers of this very first zone. And that's going to be a good thing for them. But the trouble on this map arises in the rotation. So the first circle, you're going to have a fun time in. You have already secured 4 points for yourself. Good for you. How do you plan on moving further in the game? How do you plan on transitioning this small success to a chicken dinner performance?
That's totally true. Well, that's one thing that we'll have to see how it just comes up. What for now? If you're talking about the stuff, 2 for 7. All right, so they had a decent run. Not the best, not the worst, a decent one. For now, we'll have to see how they just, come with it. I mean, if we talk about the players, Rahman has been one of the most godly players that this region has produced. Not even this region, I would say. This guy, me and Fixers were discussing about this as well. That this guy has done incredible work in Pakistan region as well. Mina as well. So yeah, this person has walked 2-3 roads, and those 2-3 roads has led to one amazing fight and whatnot. I mean, getting him chicken dinners back to back and whatnot. Well, talking about the circle again, this might look like a Walnova circle. Might just head down to Castle as well, as the circle is kind of favoring those areas. Might just go to the right hand side where Bablu squad is. The chances are less though, but still we'll have to see how it just comes up. And Venom and alright, so Stalwart and Venom Legends, they are at around really close to each other. Might just collide at Dino Park's area if you're talking about it. We'll have to see how it just comes up. But well, for now, maximum number of teams have reached the circle. There are 4 or 5 that are not there.
Yeah, definitely. Some teams do stick away from the circle and try and play the edge. Sort of like one of the biggest names in this game of PUBG Mobile, Bigatron RA. Might have heard of them here and there. Champions back-to-back again and again on the international stages.
Those good guys.
Yeah,
cool
good guys. Pretty awesome. But on the other side, talking about the map, the basic strategy on this one, just because of how linear. I was going to say non-linear, but then I remembered this is Vikendi and not the new Erangel. How linear and how consistent the circle shifts are. You take the center, and then you are going to be able to survive for a really long time. So that is something that the teams rely on that passiveness on this map, and that is why Vikendi is one of the slowest games that we have. Even Miramar is a lot faster than this one.
That's really true. And Vikendi, it kind of comes up with one thing, as the first zone in Vikendi kind of comes up with the 5 minutes, and then 6.5 more minutes to for the first circle to shrink in. As we are talking about the standard circle rules, standard esports rules, it just comes up as 1.2 times lesser the circle time, but 1.2 times faster the circle shrink. So those two things kind of come up with a lot of good things. Well, Black is moving with the Thompson in his hand, and right now Venom has spotted one, takes one down. Oh my God, More goes down. Stalwart is in a bit of trouble as they won, I would say, Sanhok's game. Stalwart, they won in good hands, but now they might be in a lot of trouble. R3D Esports goes down and he will be finished on the other side. But now, Venom Legends, they have to take this fight and they have to do it right now. Yeah,
they have to take it. In fact, as you said, Venom Legends, even the last time, the thing that they lacked was those kills. But this time, Nightwing has already been taken out. Evil Eye is out. It's just Shuvo and Rufford that are still surviving. But Stalwart, they are coming in their direction. Rufford, you need to run, buddy. Run to your teammate and go for the revive. Not close to the windows, though. Otherwise, you're going to get shot through the gaps in the windows. That can be a really, really regretful mistake. Goes behind the walls, the teammate crawling towards him, and his teammate, Shuvo, his job is just going to be to try and see if he can spot out the players from Stalwart or actually get a backstab on them. But now, the players from Stalwart, they are coming in. Oh, there is Black, along with his teammate right in front of him. And this is going to be a one-sided assault by this team. But Evil Eye, he's back up on his feet has been revived. Needs to heal up as fast as he can. Needs to find that opening. Needs to find that breathing space to use the first aid and get at least 75% HP so they can deal with this onslaught of the 4 versus 3 situation, which right now is a 4v2. Because the players of Stalwart are sticking together, whereas Venom Legends, they are split up. Evil Eye, why is he not healing? He doesn't have the time. He is healing right now, but we do see Monte coming in from the other direction. He needs to be stopped. The Molotov has come in. Evil Eye heals up to 100%, but too late, too low. As his teammate falls down, Black is going to be taken out. Evil Eye charges in towards the other guys, who switches to the other side of the door. What is going on right now? Shua is not able to provide come in fact, with the cover fire, and he saw his teammates getting taken out. Shua takes a lot of damage from Malik and is going to drop down to around 10% HP. That is the end. I think this is the end of Venom Legends in this match.
Yeah,
and there it is.
Yeah, this was. I mean, think about it. Stalwart was in quite a bit of disadvantage when the fight started, and Venom Legends was taking them down. But then you just turned the tides in your favor. That was amazing by Stalwart. This shows one thing, that what a champion's mentality is. Meanwhile, on the other side, if we're looking at this team, if we're looking at Muffin, you know, he's kind of in the central situated-ish island right now. He just needs to move from there. But on the other side, Bablu Tyrant goes on by DE Shivu. So DEADEYES guys, they are looking good with the fights, and they are taking fights with Bablu. That just means one thing, that the team is ready to, you know, pick up good names, and they are starting with Bablu. On the other side, Stalwart, yeah, they had a fight right now. Another major thing is that they have to move inside the circle, because circle movement is important right now.
Well, yeah, circle movement is going to be pretty important. It's going to be pretty important for the IGLs to read the movement of the circle and predict. But Bablu, they're taking the fight against the players of DE on top. Gets on top, but can he survive? And can he help his team come out? Goes for the spray with the SMG. Gets the target. Gets one knock. Gets a breathing space for his other teammate as well. But the players from Team Bablu, they have surrounded this house. And there is no revive for the player that's outside coming in. It's going to be a 3v3 situation. Team Wolf gets taken out by Waduser. And Team Bablu, they are falling apart one after the other. Pikachu, he's the last man left standing for his team. And he has to hold on. But he's not going to be able to survive. As he gets charged upon in his face by On Top, and he is going to be finished off. Team Bablu taking an exit with just 1 kill on the 14th position.
I mean, it obviously looks bad for the team right now, because of the new point system, it's going to give them a big drop, which they don't want. Obviously, no one wants that big of a drop if you're talking about it, but well, we'll have to see how it just comes up. As you can see, other teams are moving forward. On to Volnova's side, as we can see, PAINxELMT is just a team that is staying in Volnova, not just moving anywhere right now. ASL, Abrupt, Slayers are just also out there, but well, on side, DRS is on the northern side of Volnova. That looks decent, and on the back end, it's going to be CZ and 247. So those teams are looking good. But circle. Meanwhile, yeah, ASC, they are also at the castles area, so they are having good area for themselves. But it all comes down to Volnova, because Volnova will be a critical area for the movements to come in. On the back end of Cement Factory is where M249 is. As you can see, airdrop number 2 has an M249, the poetry of 100 bullets, alongside 8 times scope. But well, INES, they are in a bit of trouble, as A1ES takes them down slowly and steadily, player by player.
Yeah, player by player is how you're supposed to do it. If you go in a 4v4, that's going to be super deadly. But talking about things that are super deadly, the airdrop number 2 coming in with the M249 and the 8X, along with the level 3 kit, the helmet, the backpack, and the armor. That is going to be super important. But let's talk about this. PAINxELMT. They need to survive the high ground. They've lost 1 player already, so they need to be careful as to how they position themselves individually and as a team on the map in comparison to the circle, in comparison to their opponents. But right now, INES, they have spotted out the players of A1ES, A1 Esports. Tier was going for the peak with the G36C in his hands. They have taken down 1, but the distance between these 2 squads being too much is going to allow A1 Esports to get the revive back on their player. And INES, they need to worry about the fact that in a few moments, this area that they have might just go away from them, as the circle might just move away from them as well.
INES, they lost 1. They lost one of their, I would say, right now supposed to be a deadly player, a good player if you're talking about it. Well, Entry, in the previous game, if you're talking about Entry, this guy did amazing. I mean, I saw that against Team Bablu. He tried, and he tried really good. So well, that was something. But now, moving forward with the game, onto winery side, that's where Stalwart might just look in to move on to. Well, talking about onto, we have a guy named On Top who's actually taking down Badrip. So yeah, that also, just comes up good for the players. I mean, right now, every single kill counts. I mean, previously also it used to count, but now it kind of comes up with that new point system. You kind of need to be on your toes with every single kill. You might have good amount of kills, you might get eliminated soon, you'll still be in top 3. You might have bad amount of kills, you might get eliminated on the 2nd position, you might fall down in the overall standing. So yeah, those things kind of come up. But right now, Warusa, he has spotted someone, but well, he did not shoot yet. It's going to be Machine versus Warusa, but before that, Machine has to heal once again. And meanwhile, another circle shift is what we will be seeing right now.
Definitely. And where is it gonna go? Where is the next circle gonna be? Where are the players gonna have to fight? It is all gonna be decided in the next few seconds as we witness this historic moment that's gonna be laid out in front of us. All right, I think we're gonna have a collision already. Why am I building it up so much? Because look at that. Squad number 18 and VLT That is the player from R3D, and the players from VTNxJyanMaara are quite close to each other. So the rotation is going to be quite tricky for them. Also, squad number 18 that is stuck on the castle area is going to be in some trouble. But the circle does move in a pretty standard way, so not particularly a hard shift, if you will. Most of the teams are already in a pretty comfortable position. That means the only fights that might take place are going to be to contest certain compounds that are going to be in the center where the river meets and where there's the Volnova bridge. Either that area or the Jyanmaara fight that I was just talking about.
Yeah. Well, and now coming out to the Volnova side where the circle is shifting. I mean, the circle center is still Volnova, plus we can see airdrops coming out there as well. We, as we are talking about the rotations and whatnot, teams will be looking forward for it. On the meanwhile, well, Extreme is out here, as you can see, and VTN, they will be looking good right now. They just need to spot the players, and I think they have a decent idea of where the players might be. They just, or maybe if they are just, baffling, just moving here and there, that kind of looks good as well, looks decent as well. As we're talking, well, Gunner is out here as well and needs to move. Those guys, they don't have to move like as of now. If they want to, they can move, because it's like 30+ seconds that they have to move on to the next zones or something, but they are still inside the circle, not in like properly inside the circle, but still at the edge of the circle. So yeah, it kind of favors them, but well, it depends. If someone else, takes their rotation, then it will be a lot tricky.
Yes, it's going to be a little tricky, and it's going to be a little annoying for almost all of the teams. But Walker on the other side is going to be spotted out by Samir if he gets out there. But the third airdrop, it comes in with the AWM. It comes with a snow ghillie suit. It comes in with the beautiful adrenaline syringe and the level 3 armor and the helmet. No backpack, but I think the ghillie suit more than makes up for it in this one. Also on the other side, I mean, you have to be careful when you go for this particular airdrop, because there is the squad of Abrupt Slayers, there is the squad of 247, there is DRS in the distance, although DRS are going to have their hands full with the players from PAINxELMT.
Yeah, well, that's totally true. Well, PAINxELMT, they, I would say once again, this team has also been like decent, not the best, not the worst. So it has been a decent run for them today. And today I would say, so it's a saga of 4 days, right? So today is the starting day, so you cannot just put up proper pressure. You cannot build up the pressure on them as well, like they need to, and they need to win it come what may. So PAINxELMT, I would say they are just trying to realize for how the games are going, how the players are playing, what is happening, what is not happening, and all those things. And I would say slowly and steadily they will actually just run over for it. So PAINxELMT right now, as you know, they know there are players of DRS right in front of them. Obviously, they don't know the team name, but they know there are players right in front of them. They are just not rushing in, because rushing in right now will be, I would say, one of the worst ideas. So they're just, waiting for them to make a mistake.
We said in the last game that jumping was going to be one of the worst ideas, but that worked out.
Yeah, that worked out. So we cannot, we kind of need to rule out what's the good, what's the bad. Whatever we'll say, something.
Hey, whatever works, man. Whatever works, it works.
That's 2020. That's 2020 for us, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Sinister's out here again, so Sinister needs to spot someone else as well. And meanwhile, another circle's coming up. 18 minutes into the game, almost, and another zone shift. This might be an important one, and yes, it was. As teams on the castle side will have to move down, and that's where some things will be changing soon.
Exactly. Some things are going to change as Castle, as you said, is going to be out of the circle for now. It takes another southern shift. Most of the teams have already tried, or, well, in fact, are around that Walnova area. We do see the squad on Hot Spring, so they're going to have to move in the next circle, because the next one is when the drastic shift is going to happen, and the next one is going to be the troublesome one. But right now, 3 teams outside the circle. They're going to have to move in. They aren't going to be contested on the edges, so that's going to be free entry for all these 3 squads. It's just going to be the control of the center. That's going to be a pain now. Not the team, though. But it's going to be a pain to the pain to the players. And they're
like
going to have to fight for it. They're going to have to put up a hard fight for it.
Like Fixes has pain fixes in his name. That kind of pain. All right, so, well, talking about the things. Well, out here, Thompson meta coming up strong again as Tamim has taken down entry. And, that blocks entry as well. I mean, literally as well. Well, DRS AJ is out here, as you can see. So this guy did impressive in his Sanhok's match as well. Now let's see what he does in this Vikendi's match, as this is going to be a complete opposite of that fast-paced map, as we used to call it. Well, things have changed, and things have changed for good, for bad. We don't know. We'll have to see, because this is kind of the slow phase of the game. In Vikendi map, you guys know there is a slow phase, and this is what it is, because there is a phase that we have to be ready for, because players are, just calculating everything. Yeah.
We need to come up with a name for this. We need to come up with a name to describe the early stages of Vikendi.
The early stages. Wait, what? the early.
Okay, you're pretty good at physics. What's the slowest thing out there
in the world?
Yeah.
Well,
in the universe.
Fixes his brain. I don't know.
That's too harsh, man.
My brain.
You see, he predicted the jump, and he got the jump right.
I'll give him that. He's a really nice person. He's a really nice friend. That's why, we get to say whatever we say for him.
I have to say, I mean, today is his lucky day. Today,
not really.
The decisions
that his days every day. Every day is his lucky day. Yeah. It's just he does not show it, because he is a brilliant caster, a brilliant analyst. He just, he shows it some days. Today is one of those days.
Yeah, today he has been pretty much on point with the decisions that he has been making, or speculating, in fact, the players are going to make. So we're going to have to see how are things going to change for us, because right now, still the early stages, still we are seeing those standard play styles. I mean, we were able to predict this game even before it starts, because Vikendi, it's always the same. Nothing ever changes. And during the new meta, during the new point structure, because scrims, I mean, players are going to use it to figure out what is going to be, even you are going to use it, being the match genius that you are, to figure out what the new average points per match is going to be based on the number of matches you are playing. Because the point structure, even though it's just the points coming down a little bit for the placements, it's going to change the play style of the teams massively. It's going to impact it in a big way.
So I have a name, though, for the slowest thing that you were saying, right? So the slowest thing in this world is slots.
Oh, yeah.
Slots move at 0.003 miles per hour.
Too much detail, but yeah.
All right, so this is slot. These are slot circles.
Yes,
these
slot circles. Slot circles, yeah.
These are slot circles.
You have to be a slot in Vikendi. You just need to move slowly and steadily and survive.
Yeah, that's important, right? Because that's how you get a chicken dinner. That's how you get 15 points.
Fights happening right now. A1 Esports versus DE. But A1 Esports, they're taking another one. So the third party is going to come in. Need to be a little bit careful. Can't fight two teams at the same time without, well, at least losing a lot of players on your side. So need to be careful about that as well. 13 teams still alive, and we are at the 22-minute mark. 42 players are still in this game.
Oh, Vegeta. See, if he goes out, if he peeks out, he might not just be a Super Saiyan right now. So he'll have to just stay in, just do everything. Wasif as well. Wasif. Oh, so Guy has lost an helmet. He like, obviously he does not have a helmet for himself, so that's a bad thing. Needs to find out. All right, so bolt actions. It's been a while I have seen a bolt action shot, so we need to see one. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one. The way it actually, just connected. Look at that. That was a really good one on Vegeta.
Yeah, perfect head coming in. But Fear, needs to be careful. Bolt actions, I mean, we have talked about the reason why the DMR meta became a meta. Just because of the rate of fire on those weapons. You can, I mean, sure, bolt actions have their own advantage in the terms of damage that we do see, but it's the rate of fire that impacts a lot. You miss one shot and you're going to be in a lot of trouble. You can't afford to miss your shots.
Unless you got cover, right? Because if you got cover, then you are safe. If you do not have cover, then obviously it kind of, you know, just...
Yeah, it's a bad thing.
Yeah. It's a terrible thing for you as well. So, well, talking about the things that have happened right now, so... Assiduous Esports, I would say this is their best performance for the day so far, because they have been eliminated on 15, 16, 15, and now 12. So they actually need to figure out what's going wrong.
Well, hey, if they're climbing up in the numbers that they get eliminated on, a time will come when they're going to be in the first position, and we'll have the chicken dinner.
This is the first time that they got one placement point.
Yeah.
So that kind of, you know, creates a lot of changes. Another Tommy gun meta just, you know, coming out there, but we're going to see MP5K meta from Khan probably, as Khan has an MP5K for himself. He needs to, you know, take down Captain if he can. But, well, it comes down to one thing, that the circle is going to be coming up really soon as well. So Khan is waiting for the circle. He knows there's a person out there, so he's just moving forward. Now he's like, I need to do or die. He's going for the do. Probably might just die. We'll have to see what happens. Goes for the blast. And now Khan has to move forward. Do or die situation for him. Will he do or will he die? I mean, there are two players, but no. Khan might be taken down. No, he survives and takes one. That was impressive. Captain falls down. This time, no jump's gonna help him.
Yeah, no jump is going to be able to save you. You need to use your weapons to survive and need to be precise in the fights as well. 247, they are out in the open with just two players, and now is when the speed of this game is going to change. Because I don't think we are going to have a heal battle in this one, Ocean. We have 11 teams, we are at the 24-minute mark, and we still have 34 players alive. It's time to bring in the fights, and the fights are coming in as the players are being knocked out left and the right. The kill feed just going by, and it is going to be an interesting as High Voltage, they try to take a fight against the players of Stalwart. One of the teammates from the side of High Voltage has been knocked out. Assassin is on the other side of the wall, and his teammate is just trying to jump peek from the safety and is going to try and toss the nades to take out the players of Stalwart. And Kashuf is going to answer for that nade. Black has been taken down as well by Heaven. Stalwart in a lot of trouble as Malik is the only man surviving for the team, but not for long, as Assassin is going to come in for revenge. How dare you knock me down? I am gonna finish you right now. Standing outside with the SMG in his hand. He's gonna heal first in style and then go for the finish.
Well, Assassin's out there. Look at this. One wall separating them. Havoc's there as well. Uzi's there as well. He's moving forward. He needs to spot one, but no! Oh my god, that was a brilliant strategy just coming up from the players. Just, you know, using that smoke for their advantage, just to moving forward, just to move forward. But I don't think so. It's going to be helping them way more as Black falls down. On the other side, Rahman falls down. And Malik, he is still surviving. He is still there. Survival of the fittest. And that's where he fits right now. Has popped up a smoke for himself, but will this be enough? I mean, he needs to stay alive and put right now.
Yeah, he needs to stay alive. He needs to survive. He just needs to stay there behind that wall inside smoke and just let the opponents, let his the teammates on the opposing side, not the teammates, but the opponents on the opposing side, just let them get away, let them get distracted, and that is going to be the opening that he needs. But he needs to be careful as well about the flanks and the fact that he is not in the circle entirely. He needs a few more pixels to be there, and that few pixels can be the cause of death as well, because this is a 6 blue zone that's coming in, and it causes a lot of damage.
It does a lot of damage if you're talking about it. Well. If you're talking about all those things, think about it. 10 teams surviving, right? So, numbers advantage probably just coming out there, but will it be enough as the players, as the teams, as what we are watching, as what's happening? Well, for those things and whatnot, but now, smaller circles means smaller area. Like, more number of teams in a smaller circle means, you know, your enemy might be right next to you, and that means you don't have enough time to just, you know, think about everything. So we'll have to see how it just comes up.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how things are going to come up. A1 Esports, though, things are not looking good for them as the players of FST, they are just tossing those utilities towards the players of A1 Esports, and 6ix9ine is going to answer for those. Dante is going to be surviving, but for how long? There are Molotovs right behind him. The nades are going to come in as well. He has a lot of smoke in front of him just as the cover, but the players, especially Tamim, he wants to go for the hunts. He wants to finish this one player of A1 Esports and secure the kill. But team coming in from the rear is going to be a distraction, and Dante uses that distraction to step out and knock down Tamim. He's not the one who got the knock. It was the team coming in from the rear, and that is going to be a lucky thing for Dante. But taking the fight in that situation was a bad decision. Although Dante just led FutureStation to their death.
Yeah, that's totally true. That's totally true. Let's see what happens as 7 teams are surviving, 21 players alive, and one more might just go down on the situation. Cooley might just go for the blood out there, but no, almost takes one down, but will be going for another fire around. But will it be enough? Cooley reloads once again, has an M4, but right now goes for the grenade, switches it. Let's see how it all just, just comes up in the situations as we are talking. DRS AJ as well. 7 teams. That was a good grenade, but the grenade did nothing. I mean, it did something, but did not take the player down that was needed out there. Rahman right in front of them, but the second time is the charm from Cooney's side as it takes down one. Rahman cannot go for the revive. I mean, there's another one. Another nade just pops up, takes much more of the health. Now it all comes down to those throwable games as the players are playing. Goes for the revive. Rahman, he's reviving the players, but will it be enough? 45 more seconds on the clock as the smoke just rushes out. So now movement is going to be a really tricky thing.
Yeah, movement and your aim is going to be super important. You need to be really precise in this close range situation in this urban setting, and you need to be really precise with the shots that you hit. The players from 247, they charge in on the players of A1 Esports. Some of them are going to be spotted, but no, but the timing on the side of A1 Esports right on the edge of the blue zone, and it is going to be a tricky situation. But right now the priority needs to be to get into the circle. If you're not in the circle, you're not going to be able to survive for long. You just have 13 seconds. Now it's 12, now it's 11, now it's 10, and you need to run your way in towards that safe area. But 247 stands in the way. Dante spots out a really low player from 247. That was Rahman. Khan is going to be the last man left standing. Goes from the backlines, fires the shots, dishes out the damage, but not enough to get a knock for himself. High voltage on the other side are showcasing high voltage action. They have 8 kills confirmed, and the entire team is still in this fight. So having 4 people in the final situation when in the entire game there are just 5 teams and 14 players remaining, 4 of which are the players of high voltage, is definitely going to give them a massive advantage. But Dante taking this fight against Khan, he is really low and he gets knocked out, and Khan is just going to run in towards the safety. But no, why did you get in the car? Why are you getting in the car? Heal up, run in.
No.
There is a team in front of you, but you should have kept on running. He is going to get taken out.
Let's see what happens as the 8th circle closes in and 4 teams are surviving, 12 players alive in the situation. 30 minutes plus. We have reached 30 minutes mark, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as of now. So this is going to be a hell of a ride as we are talking about it. CZ, they might just go for the win in this one. DRS's AJ is also looking really good, but can they actually clutch another for themselves? This is going to be slowly and steadily as 8th circle just is going to be closing in as we are talking about it. But for now, 11 is the number of surviving people, be it knocked out, be it alive, but still they are breathing. Not anymore as Gansen falls down, but now Mafia Ninja has to do something. He needs to do something in the situations for whatever it is happening out here. DRS's Nima is also out here. They know one road is right in front of them, and that road is the open road of death. You cannot just step out there. But look at this, A1 Esports is one final player doing everything for himself. Those heal battles coming up really strong. 25 more seconds and we will be moving on to the 9th circle. Play zone takes down A1 Esports. 3 teams remaining, 10 players surviving in the situations. CZ versus DRS in the situation. But on the other side, as you can see, there is going to be one more team. That's going to be VTN. This is a tricky situation. Single digit of the circle. Final single digit circle. 9 zone. 3 seconds on the clock as of now as we are talking, and here it all starts. Watch one takes one on Ozzy, and the amazing player needs to find the center spot as he has to survive for this situation. One more goes down as he has to Numa take down one, but in the situation VTN falls down. 2 teams surviving as we can see. CZ Code Zero is out here. DRS versus Code Zero. Shades of the first Erangel. Final circle of the first Erangel just coming up, but this time CZ, who does not want to do any mistake, they take one more down and the game is there. CZ wins this one. Code Zero remains champion of Vikendi for now.
Well, definitely, and showcasing the amazing performance, especially in that final situation. You need to be patient. You needed to be patient because the circle, it had this open area in the center, and whoever committed first to coming in towards that open area was basically just walking in towards their demise and towards an early exit. CZ, they were patient enough to let the opponents make the mistakes first.
Yeah, that's totally true. That's totally true. Those things that just happen. I mean, talking about that, 10-minute to 20-minute mark when nothing happened.
22 minute, in fact.
Yeah.
This was really slow.
Yeah, and then after that, everything happened. I mean, I want to ask you, what changed with the circles coming up and with like A1 Esports' players, you know, just sitting in the vehicle, just doing heal battle? Like, what changed in the situations?
I mean, it's just the size of the battle arena, right? That's important. The more area you have, the more people are spread away and apart from each other, the less fights you're going to see. The closer they are, the more fights. And in Vikendi, just because of how the terrain is and how consistently the circle moves around the center each time of the center of the previous circle, teams hold on to the center. They don't want to give up their position points, so they just find a compound and they hold on to those positions for a really long time, up until the point wherein in the 6th circle we had 35+ players.
Yeah, that's totally true. But then let's have a look at the MVP as well for this game, as we are going to be talking about this Cooney. Oh my god, this guy did amazing with the damage stats.
Definitely 645 damage, 4 kills coming in survival time of 30 minutes 45 seconds. Distance covered 9.54 kilometers. An amazing performance.
30+ minutes, man. 30+ minutes. You are surviving on those, you know, frozen tundras for 30+ minutes. That just showcases one thing, that, you know, you have that patience to go from that boring side to go to that, you know, the fast-paced side. You're not the sloth. You're not dying with the sloths. You are dying with, I would say,
you are
ferocious
hot-blooded. You are avoiding the frostbite.
Yeah, you are avoiding the frostbite, and that's kind of one thing that just comes up with the calculations, with everything. Like, you need to shoot. You need to shoot it now. You need to move inside the circle. You need to get those kills. Those kills are not just your kills. Those are team kills, and that kind of matters. And with that, let's have a look at the top 5 players as well. So, Johnny, why don't you just guide us through?
So, Cooney is going to be leading the charge, obviously, because he was our MVP, followed by Steel Shot from Team FutureStation. Has 4 kills as well, but the damage is where he falls apart. In fact, all the top 5 players have 4 kills, but the damage, it ranges from 645 on Cooney, number 1, to Shoykot on the 5th position with 219 damage.
Yeah, well, I would say, like, it's 4 kills. Like, damage is kind of right. It kind of creates a bit of a vibe for the players if you're talking about it, because now, you know, even the MVP formula has changed, and that's where it all just comes up. I mean, no one's close to Cooney, I would say, with everything, like, because survival time has 0.4, damage into 0.4, plus kills into 0.2, and that kind of, you know, just brings out a number that you'll be keeping out there. So yeah, those things kind of, you know, roll.
Well, they roll. Yeah, they do roll. But it was an amazing match. It was quite interesting because Vikendi, I mean, it becomes interesting in the fact, how are you going to hold on to your position? How are you just going to basically defend your castle?
Yeah, that's totally true. And well, talking about defenses and whatnot, let's have a look at the match summary as well, as we'll be seeing how many things just went on the attacks, and 164 smokes and
pretty average, yeah.
Yeah.
But conversion rate is not average. It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad for a reason, I would say, because obviously, see, in final circle, 3 players were surviving from the winning side.
Yeah.
We get that. So, you know, counting them out, it was 59 kills. Plus, if you're reaching an area of heal battle where A1 Esports' last player was also healing, his kill is also not confirmed.
Yeah.
So, it all comes down to, you know, those heals and not heals and whatnot. 1 grenade kill, not much as I've seen in this region as of now for today, and 1 airdrop looted. So airdrops, I would say players don't rely much on the airdrops until unless it's an M249 or something like that.
I mean, there was an airdrop with the AWM and the snow ghillie suit. No one picked it up. Quite unfortunate.
So, but still, we saw some bolt action shots as well. Like M24 is something that we saw today in this match. So those things, like, I would say, were coming good.
Yeah, they looked really good. And I would love to see the bolt meta action back in the professional scene. We used to love it. I mean, those weapons gave us so many highlights, man. And then came in the DMR meta, where you would see teams go for those aggressive fights with the snipers, just because of the rate of fire on the DMR is pretty good. You are allowed to miss your shots. You are allowed the opportunity to make mistakes. With bolt action, that is not there, and that is why players who use the bolt action, well, they are considered pretty talented.
Pretty talented, pretty pro, as we are talking. But then let's have a look at other stats as well, you know, the standings as we are just talking about it. And as you can see, high voltage with this game, 11 kills. Alright, so history kind of repeated itself. Yeah. I'll tell you, in Sanhok also they had 11 kills, but they came second. Like, that's where it you know, just went down. But now they have 11 kills, and this time they won.
So basically they get 11 kills and they can finish in the top 2.
Yeah,
11's going to be the magic number.
yeah,
Hey,
they actually.
we are casting in 11 kills again.
Yeah, actually, that's
It's
totally
after a
true,
long
man.
time, yeah.
After a long time, we saw 11 kind of just rising and shining because we have done that.
Yeah,
That-
it was last season PMCO South Asia.
Yeah, that's totally true, man. This has been quite a lot of journey while talking about it. But then, so you casted previous game as well.
Yeah.
So you know where it comes up. Look at the FutureStation, 1 placement point, 6 kills, takes them into top 5. So this is where it comes up. Plus there will be some other teams on the next table, next chart from 9 to 16, where there will be 0 kills, but placement points and kill points and all those things kind of just create a lot of difference. PAINxELMT, 4 placement points.
Yeah. I mean, 4 placement points, 0 kills, and they are sitting on the 11th position. So that is why this new point structure, you need to get those kills. Team on the 4th position in these standings right now had 9 kills and 8 placement points. Those kill points, those 9 kill points are going to give them such a good boost in terms of the overall standings, man.
That's totally true. And about this, T2K, now I'm kind of worried about them alongside Team Bablu as well. Because T2K was kind of in top 5 somehow.
Yeah.
They will be, I don't know, they will be in top 5 or something. But with this thing, see, you're never sure. 15, 12, 10, the numbers are quite close to each other. You're never sure like what's going to happen. One mistake can actually take you down, and we'll be seeing that in overall standings as well.
Yeah, so we have the overall standings in front of us right now, and here they are. CZxHIGHVOLTAGE leading the charge with 61 points, and now finally we get to see a difference between the leaders of the leaderboard and the team on the 2nd position. That is going to be Abrupt Slayers coming in with 46 points, but DRS literally standing on their toes right now with 46 points as well.
Yeah, but then look at the Stalwart has 37, DRS has 36, 36. Quite a lot of 36 we can see out there. Then 35 for Team Bablu. But there's one team with single-digit placement points, and they are relying on kill points. That's going to be A1 Esports, as I can see 9 placement points for themselves and 17 kill points. But man, look at this. DRS guys, T2K, VTN, 36, 36, 36 for all of them. Then comes up Team Bablu, 35. I mean, if you have a good game, Team Bablu, with like what, 10 kills or also, you might just have a chance to just jump up at 1st position even right now. So it's still close in top 9, top 8. I would say it's still really close.
Yeah, definitely. It is quite close, and it is gonna be quite intense as we move forward with our scrims. And the difference is not going to arise until we spot out the consistent team. So far, I think DRS Gaming with the 2nd high finish have been really consistent. They have managed to cover up the gap and be almost tied up with the team on the 2nd position. And apart from that, I think High Voltage are having a pretty good run so far today.
They have been having a really decent run. Not even pretty good, I would say, because you had one game on 2nd position with 11 kills. You have another game with 1st position with 11 kills. You get 22 kills from those good games only. 22 kills is what other people are just trying to thrive for. But well, I mean, if there's one thing I want to see, that's gonna be the last Sanhok match, because it is gonna be a game changer. But that action is gonna be coming right in front of you right after a short break. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the PUBG Mobile Pro League Scrims Season 3 of the South Asian region. My name is Fixus. Alongside me is Ocean to lead you through with the last and final game of Sanhok that we have. And what's really new this time? We've got a new group coming in. That's Group E. So Group B will be sitting this one out. And some early speculations from you. What are you expecting this time around in Sanhok? Because last time we saw in Sanhok, that was a different circle. What are you expecting this time?
I would say Group E is what I'm expecting. In one way is that they already have seen one Sanhok happening, right?
Yes.
So they kind of know what happened with those other teams. Obviously, they don't know about their own 4 teams, the one that are in their own groups. But still, they'll be knowing like how the other teams are playing. What are their landing spots if it comes to those things. Like for this region, for this particular, if we're talking about for this situation of scrims, like the final game of the day, while the other groups A, C, and D, they'll be looking for one thing. It's like they are already in the zone of that game, right? So it comes down to all those 2 things.
Yeah, and that also, and a few teams really had messed up during the landing in Sanhok. During the early segment, we saw all the teams were at the northwestern side. So maybe they can change things around, but everything will be answered as the game is live, as we head on and take a look at the flight path trajectory, which goes all the way from Lokavi towards Haten.
So this kind of obviously is a different flight path trajectory from the previous one, as we saw. But then it all comes down to one more thing, as we are talking about. Look at this. So Camp Alpha's Island, right?
Yeah.
That's where teams like mostly go, but then a rotation kind of becomes tricky if the circle's on the right-hand side. So if the circle's on Camp Alpha Island, it's a good thing. When the circle's on Camp Bravo, Lakavi, those areas, then the rotations become quite tricky. In the previous game, we saw circle on the southern side of Painan. That was like a decent one for every direction to just come onto. And let's see where the circle actually just comes up in this one, because, you know, it's going to be a tricky one for many teams, as well as we'll be talking up really soon.
Yeah, absolutely. But right now, for our viewers that are wondering which are the teams that have really come in, so we must say Group E consists of 7C Esports, Team SCYTES, PN Crew, and ElementriX. So Group B will be setting this one out, and Team T2K and PAINxELMT and INES and Venom Legends will be sitting this one out. And well, right off the bat, we see some intense action coming out over there. And Captain getting that first knock. Is he going in for the fist? Yes, he is. And well, the meme must be an angry person right now.
Yeah, pretty angry, I would say, obviously, the way it happened, well, if we're talking about it. But now, it all comes down to quite a few more things, as we will be seeing. As you can see, Captain gets the first kill for himself, for the team. As we saw right now, does not have a vest. We'll try and go and pick it up. No, all right, has naked. That's a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, a lot of teams did see what the first game was all about. And now I certainly have to start making the speculations that teams are trying to go YOLO in this one. Because last time around, we did see a squad dropping off over here. And that was Abrupt Slayers. They also had another team in the boot camp. I think it was FutureStation. But right now... well, this time it's Team SCYTES who are entering into the boot camp, and they are looting around. As well, Team Stalwart's Blade has taken an early exit. The winners of last Vikendi are in a bit of a pickle right now, losing out already one of their players. But this time around, the circle is kind of even, centered around boot camp, and we might just wait and see for that curveball, that lateral shift that will just shake away the players. But one thing, again, that is really consistent over here, we see a lot of teams stacked up at the western side. So Ocean, now I just see on the eastern side, we just have that one team over there, and that's Assiduous Esports. And I believe that if teams start dropping off at the eastern areas, I think they might have a better outing, because look at the western island, it's packed up, it's jam-packed with squads, and when they have to make that rotation, they have to get through either of the bridges. You know, a lot of teams tried to take the waterways in the last game, and you saw, right, what happened to them.
Yeah, that's totally true. And like talking about the previous games, obviously, so no team would want the previous Sanhok if it was a bad for them to, to carry forward that legacy, that Sanhok legacy. No team would want that, right? So I have a question for you, Fixus.
Yeah.
So suppose you were someone from. All right, so I'll divide this question into 3 different parts, right?
Yeah.
Suppose you were someone from Group B, the one that is not playing this one.
All right.
How will you be seeing this match?
Of course, first of all, I would be taking a look at where the teams are dropping, how the rotations are going out, because, the map feed that we have, I don't know if the players do have the access to that, but,
No.
could really help them out, because trying to understand how, the teams are rotating around, and every single day we will see something new, because a team knows that this particular team will rotate out, but hold on, we have a bit of a pickle, we do have a bit of a fight over here. Team sites have definitely come in, and Bad Rev, he is at a very bad position. Well, still shot, getting that first knock onto its Ghost will definitely open things up for the members of FutureStation. That grenade barely missing out on Razor, but no, Mafia Ninja from elsewhere shooting at Razor, and he was way off in the open. So I think these are the shots that came all the way up above, and team sites are off to a very shaky start.
Yeah, that is a shaky start if we're talking about it. But now, team sides. So this team has dominated their region, right? They did dominate the region. So they will be looking forward to do it again as of now in this one. But, well, every day is not Sunday, so it will be a tricky one for this time. We'll have to see how it just comes up for them, as we are going to be looking at this area of bootcamp and circle. It's kind of the central area, so you can carry on with the fights, or you can carry on playing with the mind games if you don't want to go for the fights. So yeah, coming back to the question once again, as the fights are at a slow pickle right now.
Yeah.
If you were someone from, I asked you from someone from Group B, right?
Yep.
If you were someone from Group A, C, or D, how will you look for these fights?
Well, I'll have to stick to my natural strats, because when we get into the game, we do have a game plan. And in PUBG Mobile, that really does not work out. Every single player does know that. You plan something, and then something or the other happens. There is always that variable factor that you might have planned. Okay, we will try to take this rotation, but you never know. A team might just be there. A team might be waiting for you. So now, what I would be expecting that all these teams to play the natural game, to focus on those fights. Obviously, these are scrims. These are the times you go for those ballsy play, take those risks, know and understand the meta just a bit better. And I think in the Vikendi map that you and Johnny were casting, there was this discussion going on about the bolt action meta. And Vikendi is a perfect map for bolt actions, because you tend to have so many compounds and so many players, just try to peep out of the window. And if you have a bolt action, and if you are even a decent bolt action player, you can easily pop those heads up. And that was, again, continuing that discussion that you were having with Johnny, why Vikendi games tend to go on for so long. That is all because of those close-knit compounds that we have, that the players tend to coexist amongst each other, so the fights really come up very late. And that's the beauty of that map. But getting back to Sanhok, well, Steel Shot definitely is looking really promising. And what team FutureStation have done over here, they're holding on to the center compounds. But what I really felt Team Sites could have done is could have surrounded them. All the three players being at that first rotation, it's hurting them. They do not have enough angles. Now Team FutureStation might just play them out, but they really have to be careful, because DRS are watching them from behind.
And another question, right? As far as right now, the grenades and the triples, I thought this might just actually get quite a bit of damage, but when it did not. Suppose if it was someone from from Group E,
Okay.
then how will you be looking for this one final match?
See, that is exactly what Team Sites have been doing, right?
Yeah.
So they came in, they knew there's a team. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. They are dropping out here knowing that there's some. So do you think that it's kind of a gamble situation or something? That's that thing.
It was not a gamble situation, but it was kind of a mistake that Team Sites said, that all the four players running at first rotation, because if you are playing from the edges in the bootcamp area, you need to spread out. You need to have enough coverage, because that is the USP. But then why did you just drop off at the edges? All four players together, you do not have enough angles to cover this entire area. Right now, Team Freestyle, they are on the driving seat right now. They are kind of controlling the tempo of this particular fight. They can spread out. They know that they have the man advantage, and now they will be going off towards the second rotation. Maybe we can see some few players trying to go from the warehouse, a few players being at the center of the bootcamp, trying to provide some kind of support fire. And now, okay, you have the blessings of the circle. That's good, but for how long? At a certain particular moment, you have to move. You have to think 2 steps ahead, that how am I going to move out when you've got DRS watching me from behind. So, well, this is one thing that sites can really work on, and I just hope they do.
Yeah, that's I would say that's very well put, with all the three factors, just like as I asked. So that's an important thing. But then, obviously, see, today's final game is going to be something that's going to be, taking momentum for tomorrow's first game.
Yeah.
So how do you feel that changed? Like how our team's going to see today versus tomorrow? Because tomorrow, obviously, they'll be going back, doing the homework, seeing everything. So how confident do you think they will be tomorrow?
Well, after the day ends, players kind of will tend to reset, right? I've seen a lot of PUBG mobile games. We've casted so many games. We know there's something called momentum. There's something called your day. No matter how good a player you are, no matter even if you're the global champions, if the day is not for you, you tend to have those shaky, bad games. But you have to come back strong. So you need to go back to your drawing board, point out, jot down the points, the mistakes that you made. Every single player, pointing out his own mistakes, what you could have done better, how bad your positioning was, what were the timings, because you have also talked about this factor of timing in the World League, of being so essential. You need to know the exact points when you need to start your rotation. You need to know that, okay, I've got this much time remaining, I need to get myself a good position, because what we have seen so far today has all been about, the team staying on the center, having a good area in the circle, having that good perfect compound. And how does that happen? Because when you're well prepared, when you know that, okay, I have to execute this strat, I need to take that compound. If there's a team, I need to contest that, I need to take him down. If it does not work out, jot down the mistakes. What were the wrong things that you did, how you could have done better. So that is how you constantly evolve, and that is what we're getting to see. Right now, the players of Team A1 Esports have got the players of 7C, and Fear is in a bit of a pickle over there. Definitely has some cover fire coming in from Evolve. But right now, what A1 Esports can really do is kind of try and tend to commit, drop a few smokes, and then just isolate Fear out and take him from different various angles. And these are the thought process that the players should be going in. If you have to play aggressive, just go aggressive. If you have to play defensive, just do not engage at all. Try to focus on the central areas, try to predict where the circle goes in, try to read how the game has been, because at certain point, you also have to agree, we do see a pattern.
Yeah, that's totally true. Well, that is a good situation just explained by you. And now, as we see the circle just closing in slowly and steadily, as you can see, this is going to be a different one. As many teams, this is the first time I'm seeing like 100% of teams inside the circle. Meanwhile, there have been times when teams were, just, I would say, trying to get inside the circle, but were not able to get inside the circle. But now on the other side, fights are happening. As you can see, good sprays coming up. And all right, so boot camp, quite a good situation. Just going out there, as it once again is looking like a potential area where the circle might just stay in. So boot camp, it might just go for the boot camp area. And if it does, think about it. Like the team that just landed, SCYTES, they'll be looking decent.
Yeah, of course. But what would really make this Sanhok really interesting if it goes away from bootcamp? Those open areas, maybe the place where DRS Gaming were, have a circle at that area. You've got the perfect hill advantage. You've got a lot of open areas. I want to see how these teams fare off against each other in the open areas, because in Sanhok you do not have enough utilities, you do not have enough smokes. How are you going to tend to play in that particular situation? Because scrims are all about how things can go wrong and how you can make it right, because the amount of mistakes you can do here is forgivable, but when the real league starts off, and there when you are kind of put into some uncharted territories that you have never played before, well, that's where the thing comes in, right? You were not prepared for how to tackle in that situation. So I would really want the players to put them in any kind of dire circumstances and try to overcome that.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see how it just comes up with those circumstances. Paradise Resort, the southern side of Paradise Resort is where we see some players, just moving in. 7C is one of the teams. They are just here, but then Circle is going to be something that they'll have to face, as they will be moving with the Circle in less than 30 seconds. As we are talking A1 Esports, Dante as well. Last game, A1 Esports, I would say, they did decent, but that heal battle is something that just took them down, like the final player down. So now when it comes back to gunfights, I'm pretty sure like this team knows their gunfights.
Yeah, of course.
Another AWM, all right.
And there's the third airdrop. But what's really eye-catching is that pink smoke coming out. I mean, I've got to be honest with you. I kind of miss that red smoke. Well, pink is definitely a change in color and change in taste, but red was what I liked.
Well, Yeah, so you can call it like, classic airdrop that we had, right? With now it's coming with slighter iterations and all those things, but that was the classic airdrop if you're talking about it, right? So, we'll talk about those things as well. Right now, it's like A1 Esports players as well, as you can see. So this again is kind of a phase where fights are supposed to happen. Plus, I would say one good thing is we are down to 13.5 minutes of the game, and every team is surviving. Be it one player, be it all four, everyone's surviving out there.
Yeah, of course. Everyone is surviving. They're trying to, take things slow. They're trying to, and I think it's a good way to approach because in the PMPL, we'll have a lot of teams trying to play safe. But talk about some fan favorite teams. We have Team ElementriX, Mr. Hyozu, Nang, blah blah blah, and Orange. Well, blah 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 was Johnny's favorite player, and he would have been stoked to see him back in action. But right now, we have the players of PN Crew. Poison are kind of very close. That takes me to the thought. I remember casting Poison when he was back in Team Hype. I do not know if it's the same Poison. I'll definitely get back to it. But blah 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 definitely gets that first knock onto its Ayush. And talk about PN squad. I really miss Absec. You remember how good that player was?
Yeah, that's totally true. PN Crew's Absec. We were discussing about that guy as well when we were discussing about some potentially amazing players that, this region has produced. And Absec was, I would say, is one of the best names. It always just, comes up because we know this guy's potential, like, just to rain hellfire with guns. But on the other side, now grenades going up, as we can see. But on the other side, PN, they are looking decent as they have good covers for themselves. Now, it might just turn into a blistering fight as it might just happen. But for now, again, Circle moving on to the southern side of Bootcamp. Bootcamp still a potential area. Players will be rotating from that side. We'll see how it just comes up.
Yeah, certainly. We will definitely see as Team ElementriX take a back foot and they kind of try to disengage from this fight. That's a good decision as they have to get inside the circle, find a good spot for themselves as they're playing from the edges. And in Sanhok, you tend to get caught in multiple fights. You're taking one fight, someone on the distant far fray will spot you out and will take you down. And that will definitely hurt. You need to make sure that you've got all your 4 players alive for you, alive and kicking and taking all those kills. And to do that, either you take some good compounds or make sure that you have got some good stone covers, some good grounds for you. But Pikachu in the meanwhile taking down AJ from DRS Gaming, and well, Team PN's Poison SS will be definitely backing off and will try to get himself inside the compound. But well, they have to find some better areas because in the next circle it just might go away from them.
Yeah, that's well. Now, Team Bablu, they're also looking decent. If we're talking about it, like they are trying to put a lot of pressure on the players, on the opponents, if anything, not their teammates, right? That's important. Well, so things are kind of looking hasty. But on the other side, all right. So A1 Esports again, they are looking good. They have 3 kills for themselves. I would say good number of kills for themselves. For the start, if you have 3 kills, you might just take them to like what, 13?
Yeah, I mean,
probably like if all the players end up surviving,
possible, right? Anything is possible. You can get a lot of kills. You can also tend to go down really early. But so far the story of Sanhok has been a pretty slow affair. Kind of quite contrary to what we have seen every single time while we play Sanhok. But Team Bablu. Okay, so now they did drop off at Painan. This time kind of predicting the circle to be on the center, just went off to the northern compound. But I'm still waiting for that drastic shift. I'm still waiting for the curveball. Imagine the circle going all the way to its eastern side, to its quarry. That is an interesting area. And well, a lot of teams can really capitalize on that. And Assiduous Esports, if they take those compounds, they're good to go. But even 24/7, as we call them, in fact, Vegeta, Rahman, they're all present over there. They also have a good, decent compound. And what the Pakistani teams are doing this time is quite different from how their approach in their particular region is. They tend to go very aggressive, but this time around, they're taking it slow. They're trying to understand the pace of the game, and maybe that's a good thing, but can go other ways as well.
Well, that's totally true. It can go other ways the way it is right now. So we can just say that, slow and steady wins the race. Probably, maybe, if you're not slow with the circle, then not. But, well, on the other side, you will win the race. ElementriX, Mr. Hughes is what we can see right now. His POV, I mean, ElementriX's squad, they have been amazing. If you're talking about it, we have seen them, just dominating as well. We're talking about previous pro leagues and whatnot. So these teams, they have showcased their immense talent previously as well. Might as well show this time as also as third circle is going to be coming to an end as we're talking. But A1 Esports' Sinister goes down on the other side. Bablu Pikachu as well out here, as you can see, has level 2 helmet for himself, level 3 vest. So that looks good, but no. ElementriX's Nang takes down one, and he will be finishing him really soon. And there it is, 1 kill coming on to him. Obviously, there's no way the survival comes up, so that's a kill confirmed. But Circle, it's gonna stop right in the next, and from there, people will have to move to a different direction.
Absolutely. Teams have to tend to take a different direction, but R3D are in a bit of trouble right now. Now this is the curveball that we've all been waiting for. It goes down all the way to its the exact area where I wanted the circle to be. This is gonna put this is gonna test the mettle of these teams. How are they gonna deal with such an open situation? But right now, Dante, he's got that nade cooked up. It might just hit on the face of Chari, and that takes him down. With that, A1 Esports are going in for the push, and now all of the players are marching in as they enter inside the compound, and we'll get that confirmation onto Vichari. Orange does manage to find Anubis in the process, and will he be able to take him down? No, he does not succeed, but still keeps on the fight going on as Nang kind of pushes in, and the trades do come up over there. Shaw somehow still fighting one good grenade, and that might mean the demise of Team ElementriX.
It might mean the demise of Team ElementriX. I mean, they are not looking for a decent start right now there, but the revivals are coming in. That looks good, but you need to pop up those first aids as well as you're moving forward. R3D is looking really good, continuing the momentum, but no. Look at this. Shaw is low on HP, goes down, and that's a survival for your teammates, but the circle is something. How many can you save? Can you save yourself? No, you cannot. You just have to move forward, so that means you have to just keep yourself above everyone. You got 4 kills, 1 for yourself, 1 for everyone, but you could not save 3 of yours.
Yeah, absolutely. I really felt that ElementriX made a lot of mistakes in this particular fight, despite the fact that they did manage to take down R3D, but at the cost of what? At the cost of your 3 players, where I really felt the players could have, have had themselves a bit spread out. They could have had better fights, but it's all right. It's their first game. It's totally understandable. Tomorrow we'll get to see a lot out of the squad, and they come with a lot of promises. When I used to have On Top back in ElementriX, he used to be one of my favorite players. Even Poo Poo Man, all those memories do come in, and well, this is a new ElementriX. We just hope they live up to the name that they have. Mr. Hyozu has definitely been an anchor, an amazing friend, and an amazing player. In fact, he's got that determination coming in. But Extreme, is he gonna make it? Oh yes, he does. That booster take that came in, I think kind of ensured that he still lives to fight for a few more minutes.
Well, that's totally true. But now it all just comes up, for the things as we are talking. Again, certain side of bootcamp, as I have been emphasizing on that one. That's where it is. But no. VTN looking strong, moving forward. What's happening? No! 247! Guys, where were you watching? VTN just came in. VTN took a few people down, but now VTN might be in a bit of pickle as well. A good grenade coming up, and simultaneously Rahman. Can you clutch this situation? I mean, it looks really difficult, but it is not at all impossible. All you need to do is just calculate the best of the best, but no, he failed, and 247 Rahman goes down as well. Another one goes down. VTN is looking really strong. Meanwhile, Stalwart gets eliminated. The team that had a chicken dinner in Sanhok, they get eliminated. Now it's just one final player from 247. One good grenade from VTN might just end it all. One nade. Boom, it goes down. Takes one, but it's still one surviving. He knows it. That there is one moving forward. One good ride, but no, once again, a good hiding spot is what one final player he has, and 3 players moving in. No chance of fights, and there it is.
Yeah, absolutely. A very well executed fight for the players of VTNxJyanMaara, showing no fear. They just enter in and 0 fear. I mean, he is wrecking havoc. Already having 3 kills out of the 6 kills that VTNxJyanMaara have this time around. And look at the circle. It's way too much wide in the open. Team sides are still, surviving. That's a good thing that the circle had favored them. But with the kind of start they had, they were looking really shaky. But Kone, he is murderous. He's taking down the players over there. Bablu is in a bit of a pickle over here as one of the players has been taken down. They need to ensure that they kind of go in for the revive, but do they have enough time on the disposal? And no is going to be the answer. Kuni has been taken down, and Tyrant wants to finish him off, but right now what he should be doing is getting himself inside the circle, and now he does realize that he needs to get inside the circle and he needs to get a good position. In the meanwhile, Mafia Ninja taking down the players of Deadeyes. Wadu sir being shown the way to the lobby.
Yeah, well, High Voltage goes down. This is, I would say, one of their worst games for the day because every other game was an impressive game. So, well, might have been bad decisions if you're talking about Team Bablu as well. Like, has fallen quite a bit down in the situations today. So, things not looking really good for the guys. P and Crew falls down. Now, things are getting serious. But on the other side, oh,
How on earth did Calvin survive that one? But that's a good thing because he's got that high advantage, and this is a fight that they must need to take. I mean, just have one of the players looking out for it, the remainder are trying to get inside the circle. That might work out in their favor. Pikachu, he's also surviving in a far-off fray, and definitely must be spotting out the players, but he did manage to keep himself inside the circle, or inside the smoke, in fact. But now, taking down Gyaltsen, like we predicted, well, he did most of the damage. He must ensure all the kill, because 4 kills is definitely going to put Team Bablu at a good position, because now he's given up his position. The players of VTNxJyanMaara know exactly where he is, and I don't think there is any chance on earth that he can get inside.
Well. If we're talking about it, just think about the situations as slowly and steadily the circles are close again. You need to get inside the circle. Bablu Pikachu, you're the last man surviving. Can you survive even more in the situation? Pops up a first aid. How was the last first aid? Spots one, tries to take one down. Almost did it, but now the circle's damage coming up. FutureStation has been eliminated, but on the other side, Bablu Pikachu trying to do everything. Has to take one down. Does it, but circle is the thing. Can he confirm it before he goes down? Look at this. Bablu Pikachu buys the dust. SCYTES Esports gets eliminated on the other side, but Team Bablu as well. As we are talking, 5 teams remaining, 11 players surviving. Dante is taking that circle's damage as well. A good grenade came from his side, but it did not do any damage. Abrupt Slayers goes down as well. Now it's 4.
Yes, and the best part, DRS haven't even moved an inch. That's where they started off, and now the circle is favoring them so much. Dante, he's taking a lot of metal out there, and he has been taken down. He does bite the dust, and well, A1 Esports. Dante has been shown the way to its lobby, but Shoykot, his teammate, still remains, but for how long? And that's going to be really quick. And well, Team A1 Esports take a 3rd position exit. A very good outing from the lads, but now we just have 2 teams remaining. That's Team DRS, who are inside the circle, and on the other side we have Team VTNxJyanMaara, who have been completely ecstatic in this particular match.
Oh, 2 teams surviving. They have spotted each other. VTN, they did impressive. They have 11 kills for themselves. Might as go for, good ones for themselves again, but no, a good grenade from DRS. Oh my god, that was impressive. The way it just ended. 1 grenade ended all of BTN. You don't stay with your team even if it's like a teamwork. You don't stay with them.
I mean, had our team, VTNxJyanMaara had those smokes in for themselves, had kind of spread themselves out, could have been a different affair. But
they never gave them a chance.
Yeah, the moment they were trying to get in.
You know what happened? 1 player went down from 1 grenade. 3 players rushed for him. In the meanwhile, there was 1 grenade. All 3 went in that. Man,
that was absurd. How on earth can that happen? This is, I think, something that we must start expecting from all these teams right now.
Yeah, but then let's have a look at the MVP as well, as we are just going for these conversations, man. Look at this. Yeah, it had to be VTN. Right now, 4 kills. Man, this was a good one. 653 damage and almost. All right, so that's a good number. That's a good amount of distance, like almost 7.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, traversing around 7 kilometers in Sanhok, that's good. 4 kills, 653 damage. That's really good. Because Jerofear, the way he went off against the players of 24/7 Gaming and the way he took them down, that was completely ballsy. And that is the kind of approach that I want to see from the teams. Take in those extra risks. Go in, rush inside the compound. Know what can go wrong for you. Know on those close encounter battles, because it all comes down to those pixel fights. It all comes down to which player connects those first shots. Because in TPP, players tend to take off on those pre-fire fights. And well, you need to make sure, you need to know your angles right. And we did see how he entered inside the mannequin room, and he knew that that player must be over there. That is exactly the kind of approach that we want, and that is exactly VTNxJyanMaara did show for us.
Yeah, that's totally true. That's totally true. But now we saw 1 player, right?
Yeah.
Let's just, see 4 more. The ones that, just did amazing out there as we are going to be talking about it. We saw the MVP as we are talking. But then if we are saying VTN's players are just out there, A1 Esports is as well, and DRS So all of them 4,
Yeah.
4, 3, 3, 2 for themselves. But well, look at this. Dante's damage is impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Dante with that amazing damage coming despite he just had those 2 kills. Shows that, yes, he's prepared. I did not see much out of him during the PMCO. It was the other players that really stepped up. I just hope he's well prepared. And by the looks of it, he certainly is. But, you know, much of the discussions that we have, much of the matches that we casted, that what we saw, it was kind of a South Asian domination today. You know, just despite the fact that team, you know, Stalwarts got a chicken dinner, it had been an affair where all the South Asian teams have really stepped up, and this is where the Pakistani teams need to, you know, kind of awaken. They need to know that they have to take a more strategical, you know, approach, or maybe just take to the raw aggression tomorrow, go all aggressive. But with that, let's take a look at the match summary and see how the stats have, how the numbers have fed off this time. 76 smokes and grenades, quite contrary to the belief. I really thought that in such an open circle we might see a number above 100.
Well, yeah, I mean, think about it, and look at that. You see 6 grenade kills, right?
Yeah.
1 grenade took 4 people down in the final moment. That was impressive. So 6 grenade kills, 1 final grenade took like amazing amount of people out there, and 76 smokes and grenades. Yeah, I would say I would have wanted to see a number hit 100, at least 100.
Yes. Yeah, at least 100, because you know what happened in this particular game of Sanhok was it was kind of a centralized circle. The teams were kind of trying to move in, and it ended right in the open, right where we wanted the circle to be, right where we had made our initial speculation. And well, DRS Gaming, of course, having that very good advantage, not having much of the loot, but they did well with what they had. It just took that 1 grenade to wipe out the entire squad. But with that, let's take a look at this particular map standings and see how things have fed off all these teams. 10 kills, 15 position points, total of 25 kills. DRS Gaming, they're on top.
Well, yes, that's totally true. And for now, if we're talking about numbers for this game, look at the difference. 25, 23, not much, but it kind of comes down to, you know, that those kills that DRS got in the final hence. Otherwise, VTN obviously would have been on top, if anything. So, well, for now, and look at those things as well. On number 3, it's A1 Esports, and then R3D, they had no placement points. ElementriX had no placement, but kill points is something that's keeping them alive.
Yes, but at the same time, you know, coming from ElementriX, I would expect so much more out of them, but we can just cut them some slack because it was just their first game. Tomorrow we'll see a lot out of ElementriX, and I really hope that they, you know, kind of prioritize their decision and really change the positioning during the fights. And you know, these are the things that you need to work out while you're in the scrims, because ElementriX, they do have a lot of experience, but this time we kind of see a different roast, a few tweaks here and there. But as we go down to the bottom half of the teams, 7CZxHIGHVOLTAGE, not a kind of a start that we had anticipated, and that's where things look really bad. 0 points, and you know, earlier used to get at least 1. That was like a consolation point. Now, you know, it's kind of being merciless.
It's being merciless. It's actually, I would say, facing the reality.
Yes.
If you're going out there in the first, you know, if you're getting eliminated before anyone else, so it kind of shows one thing, that you actually need to sit and rethink. So now it actually makes players more focused, I would say. This new system makes players feel more focused. Like, we need to focus on the mistakes that we are doing. We need to focus and rectify those mistakes. Previously, people were like, yeah, we'll get 1 point, then we'll add up kills. But now people are like, if we don't even get kills, we get nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to know about those individual players, the ones who are leading on the kill charts. And I want to see this time, where's the competition? Is it captain? We've seen other players step up. And right now, the one leading the chart is Cooney. 10 kills, 2196 damage. I think he just wreaked havoc in Vikendi.
Plus, he got, yeah, exactly. He got good numbers in Vikendi. And after that, as we can see, there are other players as well. Both have 10 kills, but look at the difference. All right, so 4 players have 10 kills. But look at the difference in between them. Like 2196, 1575, 1575. Both players on second and third, they are like, obviously, it's out there. But well, 9 kills, 1905 for the 5th player. So 2195, 1905. It's not a lot of difference, but the kill difference is quite something.
Yeah, of course, the kill difference, and it all comes about. All comes about, you know, confirming your kills. It's all you kind of execute. How do you get those knocks out and how you get those confirmations. That is of absolute essence, because we've seen so many knocks, but so many players tend to get revived. You have to commit to those plays. But we did see quite some fancy grenade kills out there, and we want to see which are those players that are gonna lead. And well, DRS Gaming 3 grenade kills gets you to those beautiful grenades in Sanhok.
Courtesy to the final, the final one. As what happened, they had 3 times they used grenades and they got the kills. Well, T2K as well, they have 3 as well. But I would say if you're talking about all these things, they're not lacking far behind. I mean, if we are talking about all the teams, there might be a team with 0 kills as well, because grenades is something people really kind of use to go for the kills. Like they use it to, sometimes just to create boundaries or something. Just we are throwing a grenade so that people don't come up or something like that. If we get a kill, we get a kill.
Yeah, of course, it all comes down to the kills, but grenades are a very, very pivotal thing in when you're playing TPP, at least, to try to create that opening. But I really hope that the teams kind of tend to use more of the grenades, more of the smokes, and maybe some stun grenades. But with that being said, let's take a look at the overall standing as how day number 1 fared out for all the teams. And there will be a few teams that have just played 4 games, and there will be the few teams that have just played 1 game, courtesy to those group shuffles that we have. But right on top, we have DRS Gaming leading the charts, 71 points, and CZxHIGHVOLTAGE, they've been everywhere, 65 points, not far behind.
I would just say I want to see a team that, like look at T2K. They have played 4 games.
Yeah.
They are 36 points right now. Doesn't matter. I mean, even if tomorrow DRS is not playing, it's kind of like, so T2K is like what, half the number of points that DRS has, kind of half, right? So it kind of creates a lot of difference in these teams, in the points and whatnot. So 5 games played by these teams kind of puts them at a good, decent spot, even if something's happening. And DRS Gaming, 2 chicken dinners. 2 chicken dinners is something amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Starting things off with the chicken and then also ending things off with the chicken. That's quite a statement that they've made, and their fans must be completely elated with the way they've been playing. But definitely, I would love to see as we move along, which are the other teams that really need to step up, wake up from the senses. And Team SCYTES, well, despite playing just that 1 game, they're not at the rock bottom. They're out of the 14th position, the winners of the Pakistani PMCO. I expect to see a lot more out of this squad, because I believe this game did not really test them down. It just came down to the circle coming in their favor, and at the end, they just had to get in, and they were caught off guard, and they were just picked off. But, well, with that being said, 247, FutureStation, and Assiduous Esports. These are the few squads that really need to wake up and work out on their mistakes.
And 7C as well, I would say, because they just played 1 game, and in 1 game, 0 points for everything. That kind of, just takes them somewhere, obviously, down the line. But then, obviously, they'll get more matches tomorrow. But in those more matches, they have to wake up.
Yes, absolutely. They have to wake up. And with the kind of, action that we saw tonight, now I'm certainly feeling hungry. I need to satiate this big tummy of mine. And, well, so has Ocean. And with that, we will be taking a leave for tonight. And I hope you enjoyed the show. And yes, Ocean, did you want to say something?
No.
that was kind of, a thing coming out from Ocean. But with that, I hope you enjoyed the show, and we will be seeing you tomorrow. Till then, stay safe, take care, and Jai Hind.